Good morning, YouTube family. I just want to have a little talk with y'all about the elections going on. And you see, my title says some blacks not getting it. This election, local, was very, very, how I'm gonna put it, unusual, like any other. And I noticed that a lot of Republicans was running for those seats. Again, I seen a lot of Latinos, a lot of Caucasian females, and males, but no black females and males was running. And also, this election was very important due to the Board of Education, what they're trying to do with these new laws inside the enlarged school system, where maybe your cousin or your kids, if you don't have any, or any family member kids are going to school. So what the Republicans trying to do is they have taken back their local seats from the Democrats because they know the laws they're trying to place in the school system is very, very crucial to their child. But I see some of us, it don't really impact us. Or maybe we don't care, or maybe we don't know. And I start to film the after party, but I was like, nah, I didn't even go. The simple fact, the victory for what? Because in the day is, those laws they have in place is not for us. So what I'm saying is, I'm just going to take a little time off of YouTube, and me and my team gonna really go hard this time. So it's sad. It's very sad that I see a lot of us who play a lot of games with life and the laws and stuff that's setting up for us. It's ridiculous. And like you said, a lot of them said they don't care. It is going to affect you. Believe me. This election, this local election made me sick to my stomach. It had. It really had. So I just want everybody, just look at your surroundings or whatever, because if you don't have plans for you and your family, generation wealth, these state laws is going to affect you. They are. If you don't have your land where you grow your food and set up different things for you and your family, these local laws, county laws, town laws, and state laws, good morning, Fasting, is going to affect you. Oh, hold on for 1 minute. Yeah. Fast, I'll drop the link if you want to talk, but Yeah, this election I wasn't too thrilled by it. No, I was on mute. I had to close my room door because I had my cousin staying with me. She's sitting up there snoring. But yeah. So good morning, Beach. So I wasn't really fine with election. I was kind of feeling kind of down. So I didn't. Usually I go to the after party, and see the numbers going and everything. I was gonna record that, but I wasn't feeling this one. Because at the end of the day, is this election going to affect a lot of Black people? It is. And I noticed a lot of Republicans was running, and usually they don't. And I know it's my party, even my party, Independent, was running. So the end of the day is we're going to see how this play out the next couple of years. New York have a Black mayor now. He was on police department for years. So New York City, that won't affect me. I'm upstate. So you talk about he take care of the whole 5 boroughs there. Oh no, I was on mute because I had shut my room door. No, but Virginia, you know why? Because let me tell you something. See, Virginia did play smart. What they did was they took back their seats because they know, like they said, first income economics. They ain't worry about that because they already got their generation well. What they was worrying about education because the law they're trying to pass. Now they're trying to say at 5 years old, a male, female, if they don't want to be the sex they were born with, they don't have to. And they're going to start teaching them that in the school system. But you hear nobody talks about that. You hear nobody talks about that. So we've been having people in board education seats up here in upstate New York. We've been having our people in board education for like 20 something years. And then one who's on there for that long, he died a couple of years ago. He died about 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, and I have ran with him. And he mentored me, but yeah, Virginia not playing because they don't want those laws in their school system. That's why they took Virginia back. So the end of the day is yeah. And a lot of people don't know. I don't even want to be. Yes. And so this election was, to me, it was kind of weird because what they were doing was the Republican was bullying people by the polls. They had their people out there and it got so that my friend, I'm gonna do a one-on-one with that, me and her, the ones I was saying how we was like really forefront and stuff, had to call her son and her cousin, stop them from bullying people. Yeah. So, because we're the city where I grew up at, they're making a lot of changes. They have a lot of changes, and they want that ward, which I live in, is the waterfront. So, the Republicans want that back. And let me tell you something. A lot of people had left the Democrat Party concerning Biden. So, it really affected Democrats local because a lot of them voted Republican. So they're not even feeling being a Dems no more. I've been left that party. They still give me respect or whatever. My best friend, I call her like my best sister. She was here making phone calls, and a lot of them got those seats, but the absentee ballots ain't coming yet. So that means if those absentee ballots is high in numbers, a lot of those Dems local done lost their seats. So I know they lost one already. So we're gonna see how this play out the next couple of days. But the one who have kids, this election should have been very important to you. Also, when you vote, you looking at back and see what's going on in your area. But I see a lot of people here on the YouTube streets, like just regular middle class people don't talk about the elections, who have children, and what changes that is going to be made in this state. And that's why Virginia had took back their the state. They took back the state because they know the laws. Like they said, their first concern was education, which is the laws they're trying to put in the school system. And another thing is too, they were playing smart because you got a lot of immigrants coming over in New York, Virginia, Philadelphia. I mean, even Delaware, Maryland. So they're not playing. So the next election is going to be big. But let me tell you something. Though Republicans really had turned out this year when it comes to the local seats. Now, I'm not even in that party. And I'm be honest, majority of them on those seats, they're really Republican. They camouflaging because the reason why they're doing that, because they know they're more Democrats in the inner city than Republican. So they act like they're Democrats, but they're really not the Republicans. So they camouflage and act like they're Democrats, but their agenda is for the Republicans. So that came out the bag. But I've been on told them that, you know. Man, good morning. So yeah, easy as that. Did any y'all vote local? Or are y'all registered to vote? And next year, what they're doing too. Next year, see, I was the opposite. This year was for the mayor for New York. Our mayor got to rerun next year. So what they do is they plan ahead, a year ahead for the election. So I don't know. My throat is still sore. Yeah. So just be looking, y'all just be looking out. A lot of judges got their seats. A lot of Republican judges up here lost their seats. And that's another thing, when you have a lot of inner cities, that's very important about what judges that have those seats. That's very important when you have a lot of high on crime and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, come up fasting, but not even that. It's like, you know what? Start getting stuff and start growing your own vegetables and stuff. Get a deep freezer and start growing your own vegetables and stuff if you don't have your own land and stuff. And stock up and stuff. What you should be stock up anyway. Most people do that, but stock up even more. And that's why I was saying kids, shoot, kids are so expensive. I mean, like, the school's grade shut down again. And that's what Virginia was saying. They had learned a lot from their kids being home. And they found out the school district wasn't really teaching their kids nothing. And these the ones who really into their education. Because like I say, you are your child first teacher. So the end of the day is whatever the teacher teaching on your child level, your child should even know that anyway. Like my grandson, he in pre-K, so he already know his ABCs, his colors, his shapes, 1+1, 2, all that, which a lot of kids in the books they read, he already had that home. So which a lot of kids don't have that. Yes. And you know what? The sad thing, I hate to say, Beach too, a lot of people who have kids can't afford them. And we don't talk about that. Kids are expensive because when you talking about kids, you talking about life insurance policy, you talking about the milk, the Pampers, the food, not even talking about the doctor visits, which when you have good insurance, yes, you don't pay that much. But if you don't, then when you take your child to a clinic, let's talk about saving up when they go to college. And, just different things that, they make it seem like the government make it seem like, the more you have kids, the more they help you take care of it. But they don't tell you the majority of those kids is falling between the cracks and poverty. So when you raise your kids in poverty in a high crime area where drugs infested, police brutality and all that stuff, your kid's gonna be so into that mindset, majority of them, that how you doing? Good morning, Auntie Wanda. Come out on drugs, prostitution, negative. So you saying, a lot of them don't, but if we keep it real, a lot of them repeat the cycle that they grew up in, selling drugs, just a lot of stuff that we don't really, I don't talk about here, but I talk about really in real life. But that's why I'm saying that up here, a lot of young pregnancies that went down because they're making it harder up here. Even though it's Democrat, it's still like the Republican, and they're not really giving out nothing up here. So it's not like it was in the 80s when you could have kids, you could make a career off of social service, I guess. They're not doing that here, Good morning, cool. Yeah. So the end of the day is like I said, just look at your surroundings. And some of us blessed to be more fortunate than others. And like some people say, I'm not worrying about other people, I'm just worrying about my family. But my heart do go out to the ones who don't know. And that's why I always sound their eyes and their ears. And this election, and they're saying we won, all Latinos, Caucasians, no blacks. And we still got 3 blacks in here, our mayor and one. But she told me, I didn't even know that he's suing the police department. He city council, which his son got killed by a police officer, and he ran and ran, and I call my big brother, and he got the seat. So his main thing was to get the police department straight, which he did, made a turnaround, and he's still being harassed by the state police. And that's why I was saying to some, I don't care how much money you make, where you live at, Korea, whatever, still as being a black man, you still target. So I just wanted to say this for a little while. The election in my area, that I'm gonna see how it goes, you know. And we're gonna see how it play out. And nobody really talk about local elections, and I had not heard about it on these streets. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do an interview for each one who won the seats, and we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Because what I look at when I go in the inner city where I grew up at, and the generation now have no clue what's going on. They don't even have a clue what's going on. So as I stood by there with my girlfriend, she's still real active. And like I said, I can't be active out doing the groundwork with my grandson, not out in the cold. But I was out there for a little while, and even the older ones, like my mother age, don't really have a clue going on. And one when we went to church with, used to go to church with, they're trying to pressure her and selling her house. She been there. She had her house for like 60 years. That house been her family for 60 years. She had it 45 years. And they're trying to pressure her into buying it. They're trying to pressure her into selling her home to them. And what they're doing, they're remodeling the other two to her and told her that when she always, her house was so beautiful, the way she set her flowers and everything, that she couldn't sit on her porch while they're doing construction work on the other two houses because it's a hazard. But then she can't sleep like she used to at 8 or 9 o'clock, about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. They're working hard and building too much noise. So it's just a lot going on that a lot of people not talking about. They're pressuring blacks into selling their homes. The new laws they're putting in board education about they could be 5 years old if they feel they're not a boy or girl, they could change the sex without their mother consent. So they're trying to bring those classes in the school system. And you know who all they make the poster child for New York. So New York City, Bronx, Manhattan, down there, they're not making a big thing about it. But here upstate New York, we are. So just be careful, guys. The ones who have kids and they're going to public schools and the private schools not having it. So just be careful and again, a lot of meetings they're still having on Zoom. Anything you want to know, you could Google it. Homeowners, again, your planning, development, your zoning, coding, keep up on those things local. They're having funds for people that you don't have to come out your pocket. Upgrade your windows, your sidewalks, your driveway, and stuff like that. They gave billions of dollars for that. So that's for anybody who make less than 6 figures in the state of New York. So the people up here are taking advantage of it. Yes, they do. But up here really not so fasten because we have working papers. And order for your child to work, um the parents had to sign the working papers. It was 14 when I was young, now it's 13. But I know what you're saying when it comes to different stuff inside the school system. But then you gotta realize too that some of the kids not even getting educated at home. So they look up to their teachers, their role models, and they feel their teachers have their best interests because they're not getting that at home. And some of these teachers, they do love their jobs. Now I look at the teachers now, these teachers are so young. They're so young and they're so have a free spirit, which when we was growing up, it was totally different, real stricter, education focus, more career, more family, which is now is more like into the gender, you know? So I just want to say that I ain't want to stay out here long. Just again, I just got to keep, different ones in the inner city in prayer. Because the people who are woke, like I said, some blacks not getting it locally where you live at. And I wonder why a lot is not in the inner city. Why a lot blacks have moved out and bought land and educating their own child, at home. Because they see what's going on. So we will see next year how everything gonna plan. Because remember, when they get those seats, they had to have the majority of votes for the laws to pass. They could come up with anything, any policy, any laws, or whatever. If they don't have the majority of votes, it's not going to pass. And this go local, county, town, city, with the board of education and state. That's why the Republicans took back the state. Because most likely, whatever the state goes, like I said, the head, once you get the head, the whole body gonna flow with it. So if your state a Republican, most likely it's gonna be more stricter on the Republican party, their rules and regulation, how they move when it comes to local, county, town, and state. So that's why Virginia took their state back. Because remember, Virginia was going dim, blue. But they know what was going on in the board education wise. That's why they took it back. They didn't want that in the schools. So you'll see it next year. Good morning, TC. And that's why I'm saying it is that and a lot of people say they don't care because their kids is older and stuff like that. But what about your grandkids? What about your family members or other kids that you see? You ever see a child, and I know I have, that they're not getting the best at home, but they're so smart and educated. And I'm like, God, wow. If their parents just knew how much potential this child had and focus on it. But that child get the most, the teachers see it and everybody else see it in the after school programs and stuff. And then they got to go right back home in that environment, around drugs, around just everything. And it's sad. And that's all I said in the day is if you can, the ones that are sound of my voice, just mentor a child you know, a little boy, girl, teenager, because the end of the day is some of them, y'all don't even know what they're going through when they go back home into their environment. Y'all don't. And their schools, going to school is their outlet, you know, going to the after school program, their outlet, because they're not getting it at home. And we could talk about the negative. Yes, we know. But the end of the day is my team, we really try to go hard on really make a change. So I won't be that much doing a lot of videos on YouTube no more. Because what we was doing, really seeing how this election was gonna play out. And it played out like the way we said it was. And I couldn't really say much, you know. But I'm gonna bring my team on here and we're just gonna talk a little bit. We have talked. If you look at my videos like 6 or 7 months ago, and yes, I am the only female on the team. And these brothers was saying it, Sheila. And again, I take my hat off to him because one of them, he only had no kids. The other one, his son fine. He homeschooled. He going to private school, the other one. So they don't live in the inner city, but yet they have a heart because they grew up in the inner city. So that's what we do. Even though it's not affecting us, we still want to be that voice and we still advocate for the ones who don't know what's going on and let them know. And the ones who do, that they can come to us, you know, with their problems and we help them resolve them at any local it is. My specialty is good when it comes to the courts, when it comes to education, when it comes to politics, and when it comes to starting your business, when it comes to starting a nonprofit organization, and when it comes to anything in the household. So that's my specialty. My specialty, anything good, anything concerning my specialty is not contractors. I don't know about that. But anything else, anybody in my area, in Hudson Valley, Orange County, they come to me and ask. And I could direct you into the right person, business, and everything. So that's my specialty. That's a gift God gave me. So we set up different, departments. We got one on board education. We got a couple on city council. We got some in the one here judge. We got 2 judges. We got 2 DAs. We've had a public defender. We still have him now because he was running for the judge seat. He lost. Caucasian guy, really got a heart for the kids in the inner city. So the end of the day is, yeah, I don't really like talking a lot about that on YouTube because I know that's not, a lot of people specialties. But I said there's a lot of smart people on here. Y'all really need to start think about getting into politics and running for those seats. There's a lot of smart brothers, young brothers on here, could run for board education, city council, even being a mayor. I mean, think about it. Just think about it. even starting your own business, it don't even have to be a nonprofit. It could be a profit, because a lot of people don't even like dealing with the state and federal funding. And good morning, Zone. But and I know it is scary at times, knowing. I know, but a lot of people don't take stuff like this seriously. They don't, they really don't. And you just look back. I want y'all to look just one day, just on your quiet time, look back how you was raised, how we was more into our family. Remember how we just, we still do this, sit at the table and eat. We talk, come from school, do your homework. My mother made sure our food was always done, always had breakfast before leaving, always have our snack and stuff. Just look at your surroundings, the kids now. How kids, when we was growing up with being kids, had our ponytails, after school programs, ballet lessons, karate, swimming, basketball, kickball, baseball, all those things. We still have all those good after school programs up here. Because up here, like I said, it's still like country setting up here. So we still got the old school ways up here. And yeah, TC, they got the first black mayor in years in New York City. So they're happy. But the end of the day is, I want to see how it's going to roll out in a couple of months, because I'm not too fond with the Dem party. That's just me. Did your girl get the seat, TC? Because the Republican wasn't playing. They was not playing. They was turning out. When I tell you they was not playing, yeah, and I was going to say that too. I was going to say that because it's like an umbrella. Yeah, they do work together. So most people who have nonprofit also have profit. And it's like an umbrella. So under that umbrella, you can have so many business. Like a lot of people ain't know when they had Burger King, remember Carol's and Jack in the Box was under, it's from Burger King. So under that umbrella, you can have a lot of majority people who know their business. When they have a nonprofit, they also have a profit. Yeah, they sure enough did, TC. When I said they was showed up and showed off, but wait till the next election, because now see y'all opposite of us. Our next is go for, we got 2 more seats for the city council and the mayor. The mayor, y'all had y'all mayor. And next, we're gonna see what they're gonna turn out. They're gonna, cause their agenda is, let me tell you something. They get prepared for what they want to prepare for. They have to get those local seats. They had to get those local seats, because the end of the day is a lot of immigrants is coming in. Remember, New York City is a sanctuary city for the immigrants. And once you make your state a sanctuary place, that means they're going to make sure they give them jobs. A lot of them on social service, they're going to have kids at the kids. And they're going to get those habitat houses, which I have one of my boys on my team. He had outreach for that. And they're getting those jobs, which is McDonald's. And you see a lot of fast food restaurants and restaurants. Well, a lot of people don't speak our language. Okay. Oh, that's right, because you're not in New York. Yeah. Watch how that turn out, TC. Because the Republicans is not playing. They're not playing. And remember, they're getting ready for the national seat too. Yes, yes, yes. But I'm be honest, that's what I'm getting at in New York State. And this just me. I can't speak to nobody else. I can't do no dim state. After living in a Republican state, and I see the totally different than raising my kids in a Republican state than a Democrat. Totally different. I don't know why I came back to New York anyway after my divorce. I should have just stayed, went to another. But good morning, Key. Yes, yes, yes. TC, if you can come up and being you into politics too, what do you get at it? Because I want to see that everybody was seeing what I was seeing through this election. Okay. And that's another thing. Dean mentioned about them. Why we don't see them at the borders? And when we did see the Haitians, I mean, you see how they were torturing with horses and stuff like that. But the Mexicans, when they was coming here, nothing. And that's what I'm saying, man. We is not. I mean, and we keep on saying, well, we ain't worrying about it. They ain't blacks. They are. They're not probably American blacks, but come on. I know we got our own, problems here. And I know a lot of people not into politics, their local levels in their state. But the Democrats had a challenge up here. And we're going to see when the absentee ballots come and see how many of them have not won their seats. They're doing victory, but they ain't win. Their numbers ain't that high. They're still low. So those absentee ballots still could come and take their seats. Yes. Okay, I am. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, that, hey, I already knew. And one thing about New York, you got to realize New York is about money. One thing about New York's straight up about money. They don't care how they get it. It's about money. So one thing about state of New York, anybody want to know? They're going to have a lot of nonprofit organizations. They're going to have a lot of immigrants. They're going to have anything. New York don't look at laws, policy. They look at money, green. That's what color they said we all are, green. So the poster child for anything is always the state of New York. New York is straight up about money. See, they got Chinatown, New York. We got China, we got Africans, Latino. Everybody got their sections in New York. Cause New York. Good morning, Leonard.
What's happening?
What happened? I know you. This your talk. What's going on?
Oh, you talking about what I'm into? Politics.
So what? Hey, how it was in your area?
Oh, shoot, my area, a Republican sweep.
Yeah, I see. I knew it.
A Republican sweep, except the mayor of Atlanta. But I don't live in Atlanta, so I don't really care about that there. But what was funny was the old mayor, his criminal ass, Kashim Reed, he came in third place. They had 14 people running for mayor of Atlanta. 14. So that was a guaranteed runoff for the 30th of this month. But you had Felicia Moore, she came in first, and this other dude came in second place. So that's going to be the runoff. Kashim Reed came in third. I'm like, good. So you don't get to be in the runoff. You need to go sit your criminal ass down.
Wow. So those Republicans are not playing.
No, them all Democrats.
Huh?
Them all Democrats in Atlanta.
So how many was running though?
14.
Yeah,
14
but you got
Democrats.
14. But this how stupid it is. They got 14. And how many Republicans was running?
None. Ain't no Republican gonna win for mayor of Atlanta.
That's like Atlanta is dim.
Exactly. That's Atlanta, but people mistake Atlanta for Georgia. It's like Georgia's a red state. They get it twisted. Atlanta is a blue city in a red state.
But still, the state is still Republican.
Yeah, the state's Republican.
Yeah. So just in this inner city is Democrat. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. In Atlanta.
Yeah. But when it comes to state policies and stuff, it's still gonna have the Republican agenda, but the local will benefit. The Dems will benefit for the local.
Ain't no benefit messing with these Democrats. See, this was going on in Atlanta.
Yes,
right?
It is, because that's why they got all that stuff going on. You know. Yeah. Go ahead.
Now this is what's happening, right? This was happening. They're trying to fight against Buckhead, and that's money area, annexing themselves from Atlanta and becoming their own self-city, like South Fulton did. So they're fighting against that within the state. And once they get approved, because if it cross Kemp desk, he gonna sign off on that. Buckhead is gonna separate from Atlanta, become their own city with their own law enforcement and everything. But they got Lenox Mall, the premier expensive mall. And what's gonna happen is Atlanta is gonna lose 40% of its high tax revenue. And Atlanta will be right where they need to be, right where Gary, Indiana, and Detroit, and Chicago.
That's gonna be hard because Gary, Indiana, that's a slum.
Exactly, and that's what it deserves to be.
I heard about that, Gary.
Until them Democrats do what the hell that they need to do. See what I'm saying? Chicago ain't had a Republican mayor in over 100 years.
And you see what's going on in Chicago too, right?
Everything wrong is going on in Chicago. And I don't even know why that guardian angel ran for doggone mayor of New York. It's like, bruh, really? You a guardian angel. It's like, if I was in New York, I wouldn't have voted for him just because you still talking about guardian angel. I'm like, when the guardian angels come out, like when the movie The Warriors came out, Warriors come out to play.
Good morning, Miss K. I know.
Bruh, I'm like, bruh, if you don't get out of here with that red, whatever that thing is, beret. Yeah, think about it. I wore one all through the military. We wore berets.
Yeah, the guardian angels came up here, upstate New York. They ran them out. The kids ran them out.
See, in Chicago is a funny place because, see, they had a police shooting in Inglewood. Black Lives Matters came over there. Black Lives Matter left just as quick. They got on the bullhorn and said, if you ain't from Inglewood, get the fuck out of Inglewood. Your ass gonna get lit up. We got this. We Inglewood. We all we got. We don't need y'all up in here. Kick rocks. Black Lives Matters took their ass on. They're like, well, this is Inglewood. Yeah, that's Inglewood.
Have to be more awareness. What's going on with you, TC? What's going on where you at?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, Leonard. And good morning to the chat.
Good morning.
Philly is pretty much the same in reference to mayor, but here's what's going to happen. And Sheila, I agree with you. Repubs are coming, and it's called redistricting. It's called redistricting and gentrification all at the same time. So Leonard, just like you said, Atlanta, they're gonna take a piece of Atlanta and make a new, a new city or whatever. The same thing is gonna happen in Philadelphia. They're already doing it. They're taking parts and bits of certain parts of Philadelphia, linking it up with other parts in the county, and then they're gonna under the redistricting laws coming from Congress, then basically they're gonna be able to create a new type of a new type of voting demographics. Then when you have those people that they're going to be gentrified, they're already gentrified. They're coming in the middle of the cities and, taking over where a lot of the different, blight was going on. Now you have, I guess you could say, millennial blacks and millennial whites that don't necessarily define themselves the same way that we did in yesteryear. So, yes. And mostly they lean over and lean towards, and Sheila,
yes.
Leonard, they lean towards more Republican, conservative,
exactly.
Yes,
conservative ways. Now, here's the gag order. The gag order is the Dems have the three, all of it, Congress, Senate. Well, they had Congress, Senate, and the House. They didn't swing. They were supposed to swing their balls and their dick and get in there and just handle the business and just take over. Yet they decided they just acted lame. They acted weak, and they didn't do what they were supposed to. They did not. And then now Biden is out there looking like who done it and ran, and people are running away from him, including older Democrats, older Caucasian Democrats. And black folks won't really sweet on them anyway, just trying to give them a pass because of Democrats. So what does it look like again?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, and I just wanted to say, what does it look like? Again, Sheila, you said it. Wait, they putting a Republican back in.
Yes,
it's getting ready to be another Republican in office for the presidency, and the judges, they're not going to be able to overturn it because they don't put judges in. We got clobbered like a mug yesterday, the day before.
What I told you, they're not playing.
Now this is the thing. This is the thing that had me. I was gagging my ass off watching this. I was cracking all the way the fuck up, not just a little bit. I was cracking up because the only time I really watch CNN is when they got elections. Boy, they was hot as fish grease. They were hot. Then they started doing all the insinuating things against, the red team, talking about racists and this and that. I'm like, there ain't nothing about that doggone governor's race in Virginia that was race.
It was not.
Other than the Democrats
came out. This said about the education.
Other than the Democrats pandering to blacks like they always do. They show up at church. You had Kamala Harris on commercials. After you leave church, make sure you vote. After all that pandering, and they thought that was going to work out, then they tried to play the race card. But see, what they didn't realize is 30% of Black American men that are voters, 30% of us are not Democrats, are Republicans. 30%. 10% of Black American women support the Republican Party. That was enough. That was enough to make it happen in Virginia. And it's going to be enough to make it happen down the road in the future. And it's going to build from there because some blacks have waken up to the fact that they vote for Democrats, then they end up with voters' remorse a year later. I mean, somebody explain to me, make it make sense to me. A year ago this month was the election. Okay, 13 months ago, Joe Biden and Kamala were supposed to talk to Ice Cube after the election about the 10-point black plan, which one of the points was reparations for slavery, right? They ain't talked to that man yet. Ain't talked to the brother yet. promised they was gonna do it, but haven't done it, right? And reparations was nothing but $375,000 per black person. But look at what the Democrats are doing for the doggone separated doggone illegals at the border. $450,000 per is the goal that they shooting for. To give them.
That's why I want the ones who have your own homes. And like I said, but hey, some of y'all don't need it because y'all got 6-figure or more or whatever. Get that money for your house. I don't care.
Thank you.
Everybody, let me tell you, the Caucasians sitting up there getting it. They giving you fix your windows, your door, your sidewalks, the drive-through. And they giving money for stoves, refrigerators, everything.
But see, that's the thing. It ain't just like it's a white thing. That's what black people get the whole game screwed up.
No, don't put that picture
on white. It's like, look,
that's money you could save for a rainy day. Go ahead.
Right. I'm like, if you already knew, you got all this old good information. See, white folk do this, white folk do that. You got all this good old what white folk do information. Then why you not using it to your advantage then? Now, see, because, they're going to keep us black folk out. It's like, you know what? You're talking out your ass, pal. That's what you're doing. You're talking out your ass. Bottom line up front. But they could tell you everything that doggone Cardi B did last week. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You have black folks too busy shucking and jiving, dipping and dabbing, act like they don't know what's happening, and they the ones getting fucked over.
And the ones who struggling with y'all rent, and they got programs that pay for your rent. If you months behind and 3 months ahead, and they pay for your your electric bill,
electricity,
and your water bill, and your light bill. So get on top of that.
You know what? And Sheila, you right on point. Here's the thing, and this is what I deal with day to day, and it pisses me off. We have all of these programs, and sometimes you have to fill out applications. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to fill out some information. Let me tell you something, and this is some real stuff. Back to education. We have folks, and I'm very serious. I am very serious when I say this. We have folks, black people, elders. Now, the elders, I give a little pass to a little bit. Because when I see them at the casino, I get right in their world. If you can come here to the casino and do all this electric and everything, because it's okay, you can learn how to email and text a little bit. I'm just saying, okay? Now, but there's some people that just don't even know how to read, write, and do arithmetic. They don't know how to fill out applications. And they don't, I'm saying Google, bring down the application. Let's sit down and write your name, address, and phone number. I'm not doing it for you. However, when it comes down to the language of the application, I can help you put the language together so that you can get the rental assistance, so that you can get the assistance for the electric, the gas, the water.
Yes.
Put together a form letter so that we can, so you can use it to maybe put a payment plan together to get you on track so that you can, maybe work it out. And then by next year, you'll be able to at least be able to start on a clean slate. I'm tired
I could do a conference call, TC, and it could be online, whatever, and it could come up. You don't want nobody to know who you is, do a voice change, Mickey Mouse or whatever, and such and such. Because at the end of the day, my people get that money because they're getting that money. And then being you a landlord, you got any tenants that need struggling? Oh, I'm gonna give you the information that they don't apply for. You could apply for your tenants now. If somebody backed up. So they even got dope programs, and it's not just New York State, it's all state. So
and that's what these folks did. The Afghans, they came in but here's the thing, they know how to write and they know how, and they're learning how to read. Here's the thing, they have one person in their group that knows English proficiently. One. They all write a letter. They all write the same letter and they sign their little names to it, okay? They get together and they follow one person. Now, like you said, back to Sheila, what you just said. Now, they're coming in. That's a whole new population of people. By the time presidency come, they're gonna be what? Voted. They're gonna be suited and booted. They're gonna be voted up. They're gonna have voter registration. And guess what? They're gonna be. You know what side they're gonna be on, right?
Okay, oh, they're gonna be on the Republican side. Don't think that they gonna don't think they're gonna don't think they're gonna be on the Democrat side because they brought them over.
Listen. That's what I'm trying to say. Listen. So when they get there, that's gonna be numbers for them. That's the intent, and that's exactly what's going on. So this is what I'm saying, and I love it that you mentioned, Beach. Anyone that has property, they're looking for landlords right now here in the city so that they can pay them X amount of dollars and pay them to house some of these Afghan folk and things of that nature. That's what I said. I'm put my folks who we have properties and stuff. We go into the front of the class. That's why if you're not at the table, then you're on the menu. That means that you're gonna be eating up and ain't nobody gonna be looking at you. And let me tell you, I don't disrespect any of the elected officials. I don't like them all, but I don't disrespect them. I'm not talking about my sister Kamala disrespectfully and anything. I'm not doing that. I'm not talking about any of them. I am saying utilize your strength, utilize your authority, and make things happen. Stop being weak. Get out there and do what you say you're going to do. If you're supposed to be meeting with Ice Cube, Ice-T, Ice whoever, then daggone it, meet with them if that's what you say you were going to do. However, Ice-T, Ice Cube, and we are not a myopic community. So, Ice-T and Ice Cube, that's cute. I'm not here to have a reality show. We live the reality. We have groups of people that's been in the community, been doing this. I am not estranged to this type of work ever since my mother and those work with Adam Clayton Powell, Shirley Chisholm, all of them back in the day. So these youngsters, Ice Cube, and that's fine, that's cute. When it comes to reparations, and your family, doing it
before Ice Cube, so we've been doing
that's
it.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? For them to meet with them, no, they need to meet with Leonard. They need to meet with Sheila. They need to meet with all of us here in these daggone chat. Screw Ice Cube and Ice-T and Ice Coffee and
no,
Ice
we already met. I already met with my elected officials from New York State.
I'm saying that. No, I know you did. I'm just saying that I want these people to meet with us.
But
I met with them. I'm not worried about it, but we are going to take it back. Not the rap scene. They just got quote unquote woke and conscious yesterday. Been woke conscious when I got woke in the womb. You know what I mean? So we gonna take it over. Us. We gonna do it.
Yeah, because I'm telling you what's gonna happen in the end of the end. If I live long enough to see it, those that are gonna be sitting as knights of the round table are gonna be the Black Republicans. That's going to be sitting there. That's who's going to be sitting there. All these monolithic voting Democrat people that, can't articulate the English language because just look at these church folk. Well, the pastor say, pastor. Pastor sound a whole lot like massa.
You pay your tithes, you get your lights and stuff cut off or whatever. I know somebody that happened to, and the pastor they had all this money gave to, and pastor wouldn't give no money for their light bill.
Exactly, but I'm like, they're talking about the pastor. I'm just like the articulation of the word, the pastor.
And I had to make a phone call.
See, the pastor.
I ain't, because let me tell you, I got a connection.
Pastor sounds like
I had to come out. I made a phone call, got their lights right back on.
The pastor sounds like massa, and massa is some doggone slavery, post Jim Crow dialect. So if you speak like a slave, you probably think like one, and you're definitely acting like one. Elevate yourself. Okay? Elevate yourself.
It's sad. Some of us just ain't getting it. That's my title. They're not. The end of the day is, Leonard, it's so much stuff out there that Blacks is not taking advantage of, and others are.
It's okay.
And no, it's not no free money, nothing like that, or whatever. I mean, I'm seeing these people homes and everything and whatever. And let me tell you, some people work hard. In the days, you can't judge a book by the cover. And like this said, one woman told me the end of the day is, she said, I had to take money out of my accounts and all this will happen after her divorce. She said, I'll show them, get money, get my doors, my window fixed. She said, I need me new appliances and everything. And I was like, I ain't mad at her.
Right.
Why should I come out my pocket? And that's really my money anyway, because it took out my taxes. That's why I'm telling people, go ahead. So I'm telling everybody, you know?
Because that's just like this. A whole other situation that ain't got nothing to do with politics, but it has to do with Black people being irresponsible as all fuck. Now you got this person that became popular on YouTube, the Queen of Brooklyn, something, Naomi, something, Washington. Now, Saturday night, she fell off a building. They trying to determine if she fell or she jumped, but she died.
Oh my God, wow.
Okay? Dead than a motherfucker. They put up a GoFundMe page. They put up a GoFundMe page to bury it. $30,000, right? Oh, now they got about $32,000 donated and all that. It's like, okay, this one talk more shit than Jesse Jackson about she make $38 an hour at Providence Hospital or some shit and blah 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 whoop 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 whoop. Yeah, making all this money. You talking about you got the bag, but you ain't got no damn life insurance, huh? That's irresponsible.
Yeah.
As a responsible individual, you need to have one or two things. Either you have life insurance to cover your last expenses, or if you're fortunate enough, you have enough revenue in the bank to cover your debts and last expenses. One of your kids can be like, oh, but daddy owed this? Okay, let me pay that off. Click it, click. Daddy owed that. Looking all up in daddy's bank account, paying this off, paying that off, paying this off, paying that off. All right, because he already said he want to get cremated and all of that is paid.
That's the cheaper way to go, right?
Hell yeah. I'm like this. I told my son, I come down with a doggone case of death, which is going to happen. Just be like, damn, yeah, you gonna miss me, you gonna cry, all that. Man, had them put me in the oven, roast my ass up, put me in the urn, bring that urn down to doggone the cemetery in Louisiana and put me with the rest of the family and keep it pushing. Pay for whatever is left to be paid for. And the rest of it, you want to keep the bands, keep it. You want to sell it, sell it. Do what you want to do. I ain't taking none of this stuff with me. Sell all this shit. Do what you do. Do you. You know what I'm saying? And keep it the fuck moving. That's all. All this other stuff,
yeah.
It ain't going on. I said, I don't want my body in some doggone box. You're going to pay $10,000 to have my body stretched out some box while people saying stupid ass shit like, oh, he sure look good. How the hell I look good? I'm dead.
Mm.
So one of the things that
some Jerry Curl MC retirement sunglasses.
I borrow for my pension all the time because I get my full retirement next year. So I borrow for mine all the time. I have it in years. I have it in a decade.
I don't want no damn Jerry Curl Wan look like Pinky from Friday After Next preacher talking about, oh, Brother Leonard. I remember Brother Leonard, he gave his life to the Lord. No, I didn't. You don't even know me. I don't know you. Fuck out of here, lying over my body.
Well, one of the things that I'm a proponent. One of the things that I'm a proponent of, and that is to live in trust. And I know a lot of folks, when they hear that word, they think that you have to have millions and millions of dollars. No, you don't. Trust in foundations. That's my thing, and that's back to for-profit, nonprofit. You take one feeds the other. and you have your term life and you have your whole life, and then you also take that money and invest the term life. After a certain time, you invest that, and it grows and it grows and it grows. After a certain age, if you outlive that age, then you take that money that had created compounding daily interests, and what you
Just
do
like
is you take that money and you put it into the business. Well, see, my thing is generational wealth. So here's the thing: I don't give a hoot.
Well, hold on, TC. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on. Ism, you ain't see my video why I took everybody wrench. Ism, because no, because I was giving everybody wrenches. Someone had went into my video and blocked people, unblocked them, and was deleting a lot of comments. That's what. Be careful with those wrenches, because that's what people could do at your video. I'm just saying, like, I could go back. If I have a wrench, that's why I want everybody who I have a wrench in your channel, take my wrench off. Because people who have a wrench could go in your videos you made 5 or 6 months ago. They could block people, unblock them, do a lot of stuff. They don't tell us about the wrenches. So that's why I took a lot of people wrenches.
Yeah, I saw that video. I didn't chime in to talk because it didn't apply to me. I was just listening. And I remember somebody had called, they chimed in trying to apologize for some other people and this and that. And I'm sitting there like, bro, you out of pocket. You didn't do nothing, did you? No. So this a grown ass man, right?
I know, sure. You got yeah. So I'm ready to do that right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, you apologizing up for the behavior of a grown ass man that's supposed to be a grown ass man. That ain't your business, pimping. Stay in your lane. You dig? But that's too much like, well, that's my homie, and that's your homie. You acting like you in love. You know what I'm saying? Grown ass man do whatever. Okay, he did whatever. You poured your poison, now you drink it. Especially this woman, that woman. Look, that ain't no woman I'm laying up with anything. So I'm not finna doggone get on the bandwagon. Well, the brother,
no, not that, Ism. You got it.
I don't care. Work it out or leave it alone. It's too easy to just leave a motherfucker alone, ain't it? I don't like what they said. Okay, well, comment on it if you want to. I mean, you have some people out there that do stuff all the time. I be sitting there like, you's a funny motherfucker. You tickle the fuck out of me over this YouTube shit. And they get mad. Like, I don't have to insult, get all like that, indignant and all that. I laugh at their ass, all day long. For real. So, and that happens. But, one thing, what you were saying, to get back to the politics with the Jamaican, with the Jamaican candidate, right?
I was talking about trust and foundations, and my father had put a trust together some time ago, and it's the family business, because I'm into generational wealth, and those of us who are going to have our children's children take over. If in the event, we got to make sure that we have the property management companies are going to be coming up on the rise. Because of course property, land acquisition and real estate now are definitely a thing that is most important. And also, just making sure that food, clothing, water, and shelter are taken care of. Also, just knowing the laws of the state, each state that you live in, and understanding how to use compounding daily interest with your whole life, your insurances and things of that nature. When anybody does a GoFundMe for a funeral, I say, go burn them. I'm not doing it. We done buried too many people in my family that were very irresponsible, who didn't have to be responsible. They had the money to put to the side. Now you have people who are on this side that have to, and it's always the women that have to take over and do certain things. And I just said, I'm not doing it anymore for anybody. And that's just that, period and point blank. And we got to live here and right now. Retirement, pension, take your money. I say, look, have fun, travel, go places, do things, and have a ball. You deserve it. You've worked for it.
That's right. That's right.
And you have the right to do whatever it is that you want in your heart to do. I traveled early. I'm not interested in it. I'm interested in going the Americas personally. But other than that, it is what it is. Now it's about, of course, land acquisition, getting my folks' property down south together, because we have reparations also that we've been dealing with for the past 25 years. My family took the family that enslaved us, we took them to court and we won. And that's why I keep trying to tell people, you can take the family, if you have the documents and or the Bible that your great grandmothers and aunties kept, and you know who those families are, it's already documented who they are. And you can use the census, you can use the courthouse in those particular little small areas in the South and take the families to court. And we are now in the Superior Court of North Carolina. They want to settle with my family, and we're not going to settle. We want to go to the Supreme Court so that we could be a model for other Black people and other Black families. Now, the things that they're talking about, reparations for each Black person nationally, there are different levels of reparations. One, I want reparations from the family that enslaved us. Number two, I want reparations from the insurance companies that insured the boats and in each one of us to get here, because they had North Carolina insurance policies. All these insurance companies, they're still around there in different names. Two, the continent, wherever the country is that your folk come from, I want my reparations from that country because they sold us here. And four, I want reparations for the country that we came from, in the intermittent country. So my folks stopped off in Scotland, and that's because of the name. So I was able to trace my name and the surname and all that bull crap. Once you know, some people come from Portugal, some people are gonna come from France, Britain, Scotland, Irish, so forth and so on. Sue them, get that money, and you have various lawsuits, not just one with Jesse Jackson and the rest of them and Avos or Ados, whatever the hell it is. That's just one little microcosm, but there are people in the South who are doing it, who we're getting, and I told my family, stop it. We're not going to stop until we get to Supreme Court of the land. And that's what we want, to be the model so that other Black people can do the same thing. Take the family to court. And you sue for the intensity and for the horrific, horrible situation that your family was in. Some people with Virginia are gonna sue North Carolina.
Well, we wasn't never slaves, so.
Well, yeah, we had some people who were, and we had some people who weren't. For the Indians, the Indian tribes, they gonna get it. And on and on and on. Everybody gonna get it. You know, we had some that was free slaves, Freemasons, all of that.
Yeah, we have a variety. My house.
I'm taking them.
I want to do the house where my grandmother was born at. It's still there with the well and stuff. So they had over like 90 acres or something. So I'm going back to my roots, and I want to do that. Redo the house that she was born at and stuff. And what my aunt did, she leased her part where they did a highway. So she died now. She, years ago, so her kids still getting that money. She did a smart thing. So the other one, my grandmother's sister, I'm trying to get her land back, which I don't know how they took it, but that's heirs. They can't take heir land. So but we had slaves working for us, my great grandfather. So the end of the day is so. And reason why my grandmother came up here, because it was so, she got tired of that life. So she just wanted to come up here. So she came in Bronx, and that's when she had married my grandfather and had their family and stuff. Because she got married. Now, my grandmother got married young. Because consider other grandmother, my grandmother got married when she was 20 years old. And you know, back then, they was getting married young. So she had
they
Yeah.
get married
she
at
was
15.
21.
They had no choice, but
Yeah.
20, that's not bad for 20.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then when she came up here, when she bought her house in New York, she was doing her garden and everything. So she taught us how to plant flowers and sew and cook bread and cakes. And I was doing all that when I was like 8 and 9 years old. So she took that country living and showed us, you know. So a lot of people from New York is from South, from North Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's the same thing like Chicago. You got, I think I was on your show. I'm not for sure, but I think I was on your show, and I said that people could go to Chicago and they could tell where somebody was from, which side of the city they were from, rather, if they were from the west side of Chicago or the south side of Chicago. Because your south siders are mainly from Louisiana, your west siders are mainly from Mississippi. And then you have some other people, Georgia, Alabama, this and that mixed in between. But the main body of people per side of the city are from two southern states, Louisiana or Mississippi. See, and some people, they try to say, well, I don't know, that don't sound like all these people just gonna, I'm like, look, all you have to do is just look at who was big on music and everything. What in Louisiana? Okay, where was Records Row? You know, Chess Records that had Muddy Waters and everybody and all the other doggone black music record companies. It was called Records Row, one street, all doggone record labels with pressing plants and stuff. All of that was on the south side. All of your entertainment and stuff, everything, all of this was the south side. The south side was pretty much just like old New Orleans, basically. You go see somebody's house. Honey.
Go ahead.
They got a green house with a hot pink porch, all those bright, different, otherwise strange color combinations. That's how it is. You got the pastel paint on the house, and then the bright color, this, all that, you know, them. I forgot. Well, I forgot, but I don't have a word for what they call that color scheme. But you'll see that on the south side, and people be driving like, yeah, you know, they from Louisiana. They got a doggone fluorescent green doggone porch. The porch painted fluorescent green.
Well, leave my green alone. My car green, nothing wrong with green.
No. I'm talking about the color combinations. That's how they do it down that way, and that's how you could tell. So, I mean, it's like with all my people.
Well, first and foremost, most people migrated. Most people migrated from the south to the north. I mean, like you understand? So, to even have conversations with people that can't get or don't understand basic stuff, I don't get it. But like Detroit, St. Louis, Chicago, New York. I mean, we Philly. You know what I'm saying? You know, we know this. And so when people, they just don't, they haven't traveled, they haven't obviously talked to people, because you could ask people, where do your folks come from? And they'll tell you, well, originally we're from so-and-so, but we migrated up here. And they'll tell you. It's a 2-second conversation. And then you move on how you're going to make some money.
But a lot of people can't. You'd be like, where your people from? Cleveland. Where were they at before Cleveland? Man, I don't know about all that. All I know is
then you guess what? Then you're moving right along. Okay, thank you, sir. Have a nice day. Bye. Boop.
Exactly. And that's it. Like I ain't trying to bother with you. People ask me where my people from.
You don't get the lingo. You don't get the lingo. You don't get the code.
I'll tell them to perish.
I'll push other.
People.
Wait, hold on, TC and Linda. You think I'm wrong? Every time when they say that box, I put other. You ain't boxing you.
You ain't wrong. That's your
I've
pick.
been doing that for day one. Other.
Because I tell you, what hasn't been doggone, what was not marked on any type of doggone application of any sort, since they doggone boxed everybody in, Creole ain't on there. I'm Creole. I know what I am. That's my nationality.
So you will go on the other.
Exactly. That's where I go. So
absolutely,
you know, it's Creole, a situation. Right. You had these biracial people. I was on this one Facebook, whatchamacallit, had these biracial folk talking about we working on developing our own group of people to be this, be that. Before I said, yeah, well, good luck with that, because we already got ours. We're Creole. Well, we're trying to get a flag together. I'm like, we already got one. You want to see it? That's our nationality.
Was not
we have a history.
Was Indian. They just took the land and tried to put black on people. Get up out of here.
You dig? Then the first thing, oh, so you ain't black. I didn't say I wasn't black. I said what I am. Now, you could take it any kind of way you want to. You know what I mean? Take it any kind of way that you want to take it. You know, everybody want everybody to be in a doggone, want everybody to be in a doggone box to fit with them and that monolithic thinking and everything, you know, that all us look alike, all us do alike. You know,
but this is but the bottom line is, at the end of the day, the gag order is something Beach just said. You know, this show right here. It's the spirit, and even though this shell right here it's amazing, because it can configure and reconfigure, and we know how to shape shift if we want to. However, that spirit don't change, and therefore, those of us that are coming amongst each other, we're learning and we're discerning each other's spirit. Those of us that are of like minds or like spirit, and those that are not. That's what the clash is right now. It's a spirit war, spiritual warfare.
That's the thing. You got to get that knowledge, because this somebody got to trip my son out. Ask him, was he a dark-skinned Sicilian? He was like, huh? Sicilian? Now, I've been called many things. I ain't never been called Sicilian. This is a whole new one. You know what I mean? Because he's down here in the South, and as the Northerners come back south, you have a lot of Southerners that's confused, because they used to all them look alike. Now they seeing the whole rainbow tapestry of this great body of people, and they don't know what to make of what, you know? Yeah, Meghan Markle shocked the hell out of Vanessa Williams, shocked the hell out of her. Like, wait a minute. Isn't she white? No. One of her parents is white, right? No. Hold the hell on then. Yeah, hold on for the ride. We didn't.
Well, yeah, Vanessa's mother was Caucasian.
Oh, she was? Okay.
Her mama.
But then they look at Beyonce, and it's like, okay, Beyonce's mother's Creole. Her doggone father's black.
Right. Louisiana and Alabama. There you go.
They're talking about Janet Jackson was mixed. I'm like, mixed where?
Good morning,
Gare and Ree. I'm like, you better go back. Well, look at her hair. I said, you need to go back to the show Good Times. Look at her hair back then when it was her hair before she got all that doggone ultra firm in there. You know what I'm saying?
She got corset like me.
Well, see, here's the thing. I think it's very important that we really try to stay away. And I've noticed this in YouTube land, that everybody is so concerned about people who are quote unquote entertainers. Like, and again, I guess, and the thing is because I'm from New York, we didn't concern ourselves with those people because we lived amongst those people.
Right, TC.
We ate, they were regular, ordinary people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
the rappers.
Yeah, I get it.
The entertainers. But hold on, wait, Leonard. Let me finish, bro. the entertainers were like, they were regular people. We saw them growing up. We ate with them. We ate Thanksgiving dinner with them, the whole 9 yards. And not only entertainers, but the rap industry. Not only rap industry, but the whole entire jazz, all of that stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Billie Holiday, all of that. So like when I hear people make reference to just Beyonce and Janet, they ain't nobody. You know, I have aunts and uncles, and we got people in our family that look like that and things like that. We know the deal. So, you know, I tell those people, listen, stop, get your head out the daggone TV, the boob tube, and learn about regular folk, because they're just regular people. And that's the problem. It's just this aggrandizement of the whole entire this entertainment industry. Again, love them. I'm glad that they did sports figures and everything, whatever. But I don't get it. Don't use them as our standard, because they're not. They're not our standard.
Well, that's the thing. That's those that, you know. That's those that, hey, see, cause it's like, hey, you know,
watching too much TV. Get out there and do some. You can tell people who do too much watching TV and stuff, because they don't have any, they have no construct of what is the real formula, or what's the real deal, what's going on in the community. For real. What's going on out there in your political world? What's going on out there in education? You know, when we have at HBCU homecomings, we have stars that come all the time. They're like, what? There were all these black people? Negro, we got black colleges, black fraternities, sororities, and society organizations that's been around for post 100 years now. Where you been?
Even the one
Julius Erving, yo, check this out. Let me tell you, Julius Erving went to the Congressional Black Caucus, Sheila, one year, and said, I didn't know there was so many black people in Congress. And I'm like, get the ham sandwich out of here. This stinky, winky, inky.
But that's what happens,
you see what I'm saying? So that's why we gotta slap their face. We gotta slap them down and say, look, you're not the standard. You come to us and get the standard, and you get the formula for how it's gonna be done. And we tell you what to do. You don't tell us what to do.
People just had to stand their ground.
It's too much doggone.
And for him to say that in front of all those people, that was just so ignorant. He didn't know there were that many black people in Congress. Hiram Revels back in the 1800s, first black Republican congressman. He don't know his history. They know basketball, they shoot it and do their thing. Great. I'm glad they can make millions of dollars. But daggone it, take that money and get some kind of education about you, some kind of learnedness about you. It ain't have nothing to be, you don't have to get a PhD and all that. Learn something so you can have a conversation around people instead of being around people and acting like an ignoramus. That's why other folks don't even look at us and take us seriously, because we don't even know our own history. You're going to get to the Congressional Black Caucus and never do any of your own history and never do your own research. I would never go anywhere and be speaking in a speaking engagement, and I'm the keynote speaker, and then that's what I say. And the people around him were just as stupid because they let him say that crap. He's supposed to have some notes and talk about Hiram Revel and talk about all the black women and men who have been doing a doggone thing. Congratulations. Thank you, because he himself stands on their shoulders.
That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start bringing a lot of what our black males and females doing positive, because I'm tired of all this negative stuff. You know, we do got some real powerful brothers in those seats. Go ahead.
We got so many brothers and sisters that's doing a doggone thing, and we push them around for Beyonce. Look, I like Beyonce too. I think she's an excellent performer. I think she's very humble, and I think I like her. But she's not my standard.
But see, the thing is, it's the willing ignorance, dumbness of black people in the United States. You know, you had Chris Rock. He put that out in his 1996 doggone comedy routine. and people laughed, but it was very true. What did he say? What's capital Zaire? I don't know that. I'm just keeping it real. Yeah, real dumb. That nothing doggone makes a nigga happier than not knowing some shit. But then want to blame the white folks. See them white folks. And then they kill me talking about they need to be teaching us our history in school. What? No, your parents supposed to teach you your history, the right history. So you want to take history to be taught by somebody else to you and expect it to be right and on point? Oh yeah, that's a rich idea. I love that. Shoot, let me tell it. Shoot, George Washington was really light-skinned. He wasn't no white president. He was a light-skinned brother. If I'm telling the history.
Good morning, Brother Love.
Well, that's important
was black.
Because there were 5 to 6 black presidents. I mean, documented in terms of birth.
Well,
yes,
I know
Lincoln
this.
was black. Y'all know he was black.
Yeah, I know this. But what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, if you're relying on somebody else to tell you the history, because you don't have the facts to dispute that history, you are going to get told a wrong version of said history.
Of course.
That's what's going to happen.
Well, you know what they did with Jesus? We got blonde hair and blue eyes. So what make you think they ain't going to change the history?
Man, that was Michelangelo's boyfriend.
Oh.
Come on. Who don't know that?
Okay.
Who don't know that? That was his love interest.
That was Sergio Borges. And we know that.
I call him Sergio Valente, like the jeans.
Well, you know what? Sergio Valente made some money. So if that's what he was,
and that's a monkey right there. You know what? That was I mean, come on.
But here's the thing. We just need to come back, concern ourselves with ourselves, respect ourselves, and don't allow other folks to disrespect our women. Don't allow anybody to disrespect our men, and then take everybody to task. Men, women, child, older people. I don't want to hear you older and you can't. No, and absolutely not.
Y'all seen that picture, The Hands of God, TC? Remember that picture, The Hands of God?
Yes.
And I said, wow, this still doing that today. Now, they did not give that black man credit for giving the first heart surgery. They didn't give him credit for nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's
still doing that.
But
different
you always have
different people, but same old tricks.
Right.
But you always have the two sides at each other. You had doggone W.E.B. Du Bois and what's the other brother? The Just Be Nice. Because I don't even acknowledge. Yeah, Booker T. Washington. Yeah. Wasn't much on him because just be nice and then see what's gonna happen is, man, look, get the lady for being nice.
That's not true. That's not true, Leonard. That was not Booker T. Just like they talk about Martin, he was, and sometimes you got to know how to be nice and understand what that means. But the other piece is that Martin, they said that about Martin. Martin was a warrior. So was Booker T.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing it's not about W.E.B. Du Bois versus anybody. It's about both of their philosophies were extraordinary philosophies. One philosophy you can use in certain places and another philosophy you use in other places. And the bottom line is that they were both warriors, and they are to be.
That is what I was getting at. What you do is the same thing as tell my soldiers. I'm finna give you this information. And it will be on military related matters, whatever, life situations, whatever. I'm gonna give you this information. What you could use and apply, you retain that. Whatever you can't, just let that go out the ear. But keep what you can use. As long as I give you something you could use, you could always get more. And that's how I go about life. See, I could use this and I could use this to get more.
So one of the things that I've noticed about folks that are in, and not you, I'm talking about folks that are in the conscious community, when I hear them talk about some of our quote unquote civil rights leaders or leaders, whatever you want to call it, they're so totally wrong with their apparatus in terms of their attitude. Booker, Martin were warriors. They won't plan. And if you talk to people that knew these people, and those of us who especially go into HBCUs, if you're into politics, you know people that were in and around these people. They will tell you about who these people were. And you got folks you got elders that are 100 years old. They could tell you about those folks. Some people like people more than others, but bet you by golly wow, not at all were any of those brothers and sisters at that time were they weak. They weren't.
Weak or trying to sell
to work it out. They were trying to work it out and understand some things. And they were trying and listen, as warrior as I hear Sheila, there's some other people around here that's warriors. But I am very nice. Okay. I am a very nice person. Nice does not mean weak. Don't get it twisted. Because I smile and show you my teeth, that means nothing. A shark shows their teeth before they want to devour you. Just understand that. And the thing is that sometimes there's a certain etiquette and there's a certain way that you behave. Get in the door at least so that we can find out what the daggone thing is. Because like I had a talk with somebody the other day. Guess who are the people that's going to really get us together? Those are the ones that are the house Negroes. The house Negroes were the ones that really were the ones that were getting it together. The field Negroes didn't know the trend.
And I don't like that when people say that.
They didn't know the trend.
I won't say that house nigga.
No. See, people what she's saying.
I'm saying that the house Negroes, listen to what I'm saying. The house Negroes knew the trend of the massa. They were the ones they helped us. They helped the people that were out in the field to get the revolts together. You need the house Negro. Absolutely. They're not weak. The house Negro endured a whole heck of a lot.
Right.
Understand the house Negro, if you want to put it like you want to really get down with the get down.
And that's the ones who sit at the table now on politics. The really ones in between. So you
that's
talk
what
to
I'm
some
saying,
brothers,
Sheila.
educated,
right.
And they be telling you, look, and they call them sellouts. They ain't sellout. Let me tell you something. I talk to them. And they would tell you just how you do it. And I was like, okay, all right. And it would our people always say, this sell out, that. It ain't that. They only could tell you but so much. You know what I'm saying?
And we finding out information and we sharing it with you. I'm giving people contracts and information they wouldn't normally get because I'm at the goddamn table. And guess what? If they knew it was me, it would be a whole different scenario. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta have somebody that's on the inside. Stop. We gotta stop this. They light skin. They light skin and they this and they this and that.
Exactly. That's where I was going with this whole thing. For decades, I have continually told people, you don't like the system with it. No, I don't like that shit. Okay. Well, the only way to change a system, change comes from within. You could throw rocks and bricks and sticks and stones at a castle all day long, hoping to bring the castle down. If you could get in the castle walls and become a part of that system, you could change everything below you from within that could bring that whole castle down. But they don't see that.
There you go.
Because
how do you think the Haitian revolt? How do you think the Haitian revolt happened? It was because of the folks on the inside. How do you think the French Revolution and the English Revolution occurred? It was for those folks that were on the inside, the folks that were the people that were the handmaidens and maids and things of that nature, because they knew the trend. They watched the behavior of they knew where the massa or the people who were in charge, whatever, they knew where they were hiding all of their guns. They knew where the muskets were. They knew where all of that stuff was, and they would take it as they knew their business.
That's like Harriet Tubman.
These people are not strategic. These people are not strategic. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
Harriet
right.
Tubman, she knew all of the movements. She knew all of the movements of how these doggone slave catchers operated. She knew their movements because she had been out there and experienced it. Now, this is how they do, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to walk this way so long, then we're going to take our shoes off, and we're going to swing it right. Because all they're going to do is they're going to see these tracks. And they know, oh, they going that way. And they're going to be riding full forward fast. Now, they ain't going to notice where they don't see nothing as a feet print because they just going to keep on going forward. By the time they realize it, they're like, wait a minute. We don't see no more tracks. Oh, they got to backtrack. Then they got to backtrack to where they were. Once they find out where they were, if they find it, then what? Well, what we going to do, Hoss? Go to the right or go to the left. Now, you done wasted all this time, which bought you time. See, they don't know nothing about this stuff.
They don't know nothing about that because they ain't never been nowhere. They don't do it. And Beats, listen, and Roy, Leonard, Beats just said it. Somebody got to be behind enemy lines and work, right? That's what we learn in the military, right? Yeah, we understand that, right? So why these little nigglets talking like they don't understand that you gotta have some people at the table so they can get information? What in the world is the problem with these people?
Because everybody too busy running their mouth. And that's all it is mouth running.
They're not teaching.
That's like this one thing I seen. This is an old movie called The Shining. And when I seen that, I was like, oh, that was a genius move. When the father was chasing the son through the maze and the boy got so far and he stopped running and he walked backwards in his footsteps and ran another direction, but he smoothed the snow out the way where he couldn't see the change in doggone movement. The father kept running, well, dragging himself. He seen the footprints. He kept going. He got to a certain point. He looking around and noticed the track stopped. The kid then came out the little catacomb, followed his same footprints all the way back out the damn thing, got to his mother, and they stabbed out. This dude laid up in there, lost, walking disoriented every which way, didn't know where he was going, ended up freezing to death in there. And I'm like, okay, that's the same thing as you on the inside. If you ain't on the inside, you don't know what's working in there. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You thinking though, if it was me, see what I would have did. Well, it wasn't you.
Thank God it wasn't half of these people because they don't know how to play chess. But yes, exactly, Leonard.
Exactly. I mean, hell, I put that on everybody trying to run a little, they like their little gamey wamey, whatever as I call it, right? I mean, you got people in Chicago that, oh, Leonard, I'm like, I don't care. Because you had this sister, right? I'm like, we ain't cool like that. You know what I mean?
Good morning, Viper.
I'm single. You think you're going to come and stay at my place for the weekend because you want to check out whatever's going on with the World Series championship festivities? And we ain't going to get it in? You thought? Oh, no, we ain't that cool. There's only certain women I'm cool with like that. And those are the ones that are already married. Any of them that I'm not interested in at all, you ain't coming to the crib. I don't go to their house. They don't come to mine. You think you're going to come up here and lay for the weekend? Yeah, because this my boy. And no, I'm a man and I'm sexually active. Something finna jump off. You lost your damn mind. No, you better rent you a room or something. Hell no. Because I look at it like this here. When I was married, was you going to ask if you could stay at my house for the weekend? No, you weren't. Now I'm single, you going to ask me? You better pay the toll to the troll. Don't be playing with me. And I be honest about it. Now I'm an asshole for being honest.
Good morning, Divine. You know what? And it's good being honest with people, Just keep it real.
Thank you. Let me know what's cracking. Now, if I invited you to come here and play some music or do some entertainment or whatever it is, if you were invited, okay. That ain't the same thing. You're going to try to invite yourself to my crib for the weekend so you can shake your ass and watch yourself, I want my cut. Some of the cut. Playing with me, no. I ain't,
There's a time for everything,
I know it's a time for everything. You can't ask me no better than that. What's the polite way to do it? Excuse me, darling. I'm a still sexually active man. You are a voluptuous woman. Yes, you are, dear. Would you mind if I partook in some of your, could I partake in your womb, perhaps?
So here's the thing, Leonard. Here's the thing.
You know what I mean?
Numero uno. If you gotta ask, then don't. Don't.
Well, if you gotta ask for what? For the poo nanny?
If you gotta ask for it, then don't. If you gotta ask for it, then don't. Here's the thing. If a woman wants to give it to you, you don't have to ask her.
No. I don't play that game. I want to know up front. I'm a military-minded man. I want to know everything going on.
If that works for you,
can we change the subject, please?
Yeah, we gonna change it. We gonna change it up. I'm just saying. I'm a military-minded man.
Wonderful.
I want the operations order before the mission. I want to know what's happening before the mission.
That's exactly. See, if it works for you, then
that's just me.
Cancel that order. Cancel my order. God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you, bro.
Yeah, they can't handle that.
In reference to just the politics of today, we're just gonna we're going back to the drawing board. Like you said, Sheila, there's people, we have teams and committees and folks that are working. We're working, and I look at sometimes I look at YouTube, and every now and then I'll come across certain people, and I'm like, see, look, that's what I'm talking about. Look at them. Look at God. God is good, showing me that there's people doing some things and they making it happen. And I'm just grateful that you asked me on the, up here on the panel. I'm, thankful that, I've even, was able to even be introduced to you by Beach and everything. So we're doing things in Pennsylvania. We got some stuff going on. I concur, and I actually agree with everything you and Leonard was saying. We know the repubs are doing their thing, and whatever we decide to call ourselves, I'm race first. And so my people, we're not complaining. We are working, and it's about action. I'm a verb. I am a verb. I'm an action. That's what's happening. Remember that?
I just want to say too. Go ahead.
Have you noticed that you have a lot of people that have got elected to office? Black people got elected to office, right? All of them are not hardline Democrats, as people may think. The only reason that they ran under the Democratic banner is.
There you go.
They did not want it to be called a sellout by Black Americans, general Black American populace.
We gotta get over that.
Fact.
And that's what it is. And I'm sitting here like, okay, let's get into it. And then they kill me when they bring up Charlottesville. Well, Charlottesville. I'm like, did anybody black die in Charlottesville? No, but you should have stopped that. No, because there's no but after that. Nobody died. Well, look at that insurrection. And there's, anybody black catch a case off the insurrection on the 6th of January? Anybody? No. So why y'all talking about that? See, you just so loyal to Trump. Like, I ain't loyal to Trump. I'm loyal to reality and truth.
Right.
Okay?
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
You got all these people I know in Chicago, they talk more shit than Jesse Jackson about white folk when they know the only time that they encounter white folk in the neighborhood is the police. That's about it. But they know everything about white folk. White folk do this, white folk do that. And white folk, because them white folk, because white folk, because them white folk and white folk. Well, all these black folk I be seeing and doggone on YouTube talking about BX or B next, BX or B next.
Yes, and it's
but is it with the white folk though? oh, see, man, you from Chicago, you know, because New York is the biggest city in the United States. Y'all number 3, you know, and you third runner up. I'm like, what does that have to do with what I just asked you about? BX, B next, what they got to do with white folk?
That's right. You're right, Leonard.
And then they get mad at me. And the people and the people that they have in their circle, you know, they all group up together and, you know, yeah, see, niggas like that. I'm like, nigga, nigga, I'm a black man. I will never be anyone's nigga. Yours, mine's, or other. I don't even call black. See,
New York, we all like the same color. That's green.
But that's the thing though. They talking about this.
Nah, we're gonna keep it. That's not. I'm telling you,
bitches.
We all about our money.
And I don't even with that shit. You know, my son, when he grew up, I raised him with the mentality. Okay.
Wait, hold on. God first. Family.
You are Creole first and foremost. You are Creole first and foremost. You're black. All right. You're nobody's nigga, and don't be when you with your little homies and they be like, yeah, you know, my niggas, they be doing this and doing that, you know, do not even address any man you have respect for with melanin in
you
his
can't
skin.
say that word on YouTube.
Yes, you can. If you black, you say nigga all day long.
No,
nigga,
you
nigga,
can't.
Nigga, nigga.
No,
yes, you
can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
YouTube,
it's on my guidelines.
No, YouTube don't block for that. Their algorithm don't block it because of the spelling of it. Is if you say the hard ER, then they block it. But the way the G, you know, the GA, they don't doggone trip for the GA because they're like, oh, you know, unless they check the page and they see it's somebody that is, you know, not a non-melanated person, and they'll say it, oh, they'll clip their channel quick. People, they don't know that YouTube, you know, and all this other stuff, they deep on this and that, because you notice when you get on some, they ask you about your nationality, and you can click other, but then eventually you take pictures, and they connect all of your activity. Like somebody could see me doing YouTube videos. They could doggone connect that YouTube up to any other social media platform I'm on, be it Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. And they start, look at the picture. Okay. Oh, he's allowed. He's not white. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's that facial recognition software stuff. And,
but you know what, too? We had to stop.
They're removing that.
Doing that, though. We had to stop disrespecting
each other.
How we expect other people to respect us and we don't respect each other.
That's okay. Just sing the Staples Singer song.
I'll take you there.
No, if you don't respect yourself, I tell you, ain't nobody gonna give a who. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. Yeah.
Just a regular guy. Good morning, True.
Yeah. That's another heartbeat of Chicago joints right there. Where everything the Staples Singers made, heartbeat of Chicago. Respect yourself.
Good morning, Viper.
See, and like I said, music used to have a definitive message in it. Now, I don't know what the hell they be talking about. You know, I just sit there and be like, what? You know, like this song Cardi B got. If it's up, then 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 it's up, when it's up, then it's up, then it's up. I'm like, is the CD skipping? Oh no, those are actually lyrics.
I can't get with these kids' music today. I mean, it's just like
but see, we're not supposed to. We're old people. It's built for their ears, but they need music built for their ears that gives more instruction. Like, all right.
Good morning, Keystone.
Good morning. Only going to be short and brief. How are we going to respect each other? we had.
Go
ahead.
Let me just say this. We have a 42-year-old, 3 days, a 42-year-old dad that was murdered in his car in front of his 6-year-old daughter. He claimed himself as dad of the year. The next thing you know, his car got sprayed up and windshield got sprayed up with bullets 3 days ago. I think it was South or West Philly this happened. So how we say we got respect for each other and we kill each other over jealousy and dumb ass things. I'm just so sick of the damn murder and how Chicago will talk about white folks all day and they murdered each other and slaughtered each other like pigs. You know what I mean? I'm sick of the renegade and sick of the bull crap. You know what I mean? Let's get our house right for the first time before we talk about others. All right, I'm out.
No, stay on. Good morning, CK.
No. Hey, wait a minute, because I could address that right there with the anger. That was good. That was good. But
you good.
You know, I was good. But
sometimes we gotta leave it out because you know what it is. Because it's
I was gonna get my son to say something, but he brushing his teeth. He can't talk and brush teeth at the same time. But what I did with him,
I think he's being passionate. I think he's being passionate and real.
Yeah, he is passionate.
And that's just the way he expresses himself.
He's very upset. And I understand his anger.
You have to. Come on.
He's very passionate.
Right. That's how the kids kill each other. Our youth, man.
Right. He's very passionate. I understand his anger. Now, what we as Black people, that is just me talking, we as Black people need to realize we need to move on to better locations where things like this do not happen. Now, there was a situation, my son, come over for a minute, son, before you get out of here. I know your time is brief right now. My old neighborhood in Chicago, he just went by to see his auntie without doggone calling first because he was in town. And I'll let him tell you what happened. Tell her what happened, son.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Leonard, son.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, yeah. So I went over there. I just wanted to see everybody. Where I stabbed out because I didn't get to see everybody. So I go over there. Didn't call ahead or anything. And my auntie came out and she was pissed. She was like, anything could have happened to you just coming over here. Nobody knows you over here. Nobody knows your car. And then I'm like, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about I wanted to see family because I done got so accustomed to living over in Korea and living other places where I don't have to call to go see somebody. I could just, hey, I'm about to come over. All right, bet. Zoom. I'm already over there. Or I could just walk there and I don't have to worry about getting mugged, getting shot, getting stabbed. I don't have to worry about those things. I moved to different areas because I couldn't stay in that kind of area anymore. It is heartbreaking because I grew up in that area. It's really heartbreaking. But when it comes to my life, compared to where I want to be, I'm gonna pick my life. My life's gonna be better. My life's gonna be first up. So I'm like, look, I'm gonna move wherever I move. That's why I moved down here. I actually had a friend. That died picking up some people from a party. He was just picking people up from a party, and then a few days later, I had a gun put to my face just for all the money in my pocket, but I didn't have anything. I'm like, I'm just out walking my dog, and this is in the middle of the day, right by the police station. So when you look at all that stuff, I'm like, I know there's life. There's life outside of Joliet and Gary. I just gotta go get it. So I went and got it.
I know that's right. You gotta do what you. That's all.
And that's the thing. Some people get so comfortable in their environment, they don't want to leave it.
That's why I start off with, Leonard. I was saying that these young people having these kids in poverty, and they're gonna be exposed to different stuff. Like, come on, like your son said, gun up his head and stuff like that. Like my nephew, he got 2 businesses running a barbershop. He was born and raised in the inner city, and I keep on telling him, you keep on It's not like when y'all was growing up. It's not like you growing up. You know how many guns he had to his head?
Exactly. I mean, it's like the chick that I was married to, right? We got married. Her son was 16. No, he was 18, not 16. He was 18. He got in trouble with the law when he was 16. He 18. We get married. I'm like, look here, young man. I'm not gonna call you son, okay? You're a little bit too old for me to be being your stepdaddy. You know what I mean? You damn near grown ass man. What you need to do is you need to come on down here to Kentucky, go to school, get your little piece of job. You already got a vehicle. You good. Whole lot of split tail running around. You be to mess around, came down here, fell in love. Cause it's a whole lot slower than Chicago. Nah, ain't nothing to do down there. You know, Kentucky. What, man? I ain't, all this, right? That was real good. 2 years later, that boy ended up with 5 bullets in him. Just going to the store to get doggone an iced tea or something. Him and his homie went to the corner store because one of his boys was up in some chick in her crib smashing her, right? He up there slonging her down. They in the car waiting on homie to get done. Man, let's go get some chips and stuff. They walked to the corner store, my same neighborhood, Englewood, where, I ain't even good like that no more. You know what I'm saying? They walking back to the car. Some 13-year-old run between the cuts of the houses, 9mm in each hand, unloaded on them, trying to get a doggone street rep. You know what I mean?
Good morning, big old wow.
So
see this song,
I'm sitting here like, and I'm like, if you had had your ass in Kentucky living on that military base, working some type of job, doing whatever, you didn't have to worry about no food, no gas. Hey, Leonard, I was going, this chick, you think you could spot me like $30? No problem. Why? You got a job. You can pay me back. If you don't, it don't matter because you are doing what you're supposed to be doing as a man. You're trying to go forward. You ain't doing what they doing in Chicago. Sitting there talking about, well, I could do some hand-to-hand herb hustling and get my come up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You trying to improve yourself, which improves your life. I ain't got no problem doing whatever for you. See, I'm willing to help you if you willing to help yourself.
This is Chicago is terrible,
like in the movie X, when he said, if you take one step to Allah, he'll take 2 steps to you. That's how I am with my kids. See, you trying to help yourself, I'm there for you. Man, Dad, I fucked that up. Don't worry about that. Okay, what did you learn though? Did you learn not to do that no more? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I tell people, my son ain't perfect. He tried to
do some talk to your kids. Talk to your kids, man.
Yeah, he tried to do some nigga slick Rick. Then this fucked around, his car got repoed. He's talking about, I paid the bill. I said, no, you didn't, because they would have took your car. No, I was just late this month. No, you wasn't. They don't repo your car till you late 3 payments, son. I've been here before. I made you. You ain't finna piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Now, how much is it gonna cost? Well, they said, all right, here's the money. Yeah, thanks, Dad. Thanks my ass. You paid me my money back, boy. Don't think this a freebie. See, you fucked up for no damn reason at all. Ain't like you ain't got the money. I don't know what you out tricking off doing with these girls or whatever it is. You pay me my money back. I want 1 month installments. You see what I'm saying? And he learned from that. He ain't been late on a bill since. Like, I don't play that one there. See, and this is where the men need to come in. These men, these serial baby daddies make me sick. I can't stand them.
Ooh.
I can't stand these serial baby daddies. They burn my ass. They upset me so damn bad. I'd rather be a roommate with Fleece Johnson damn near than deal with them serial baby daddies. That's how much that irked the fuck out of me. Just like the brother got emotional about what was going on with the guy that was killed in Philly. That's how emotional I get about these serial baby daddies, because you ain't doing nothing but creating future drive-by shooters and robbers like the ones in Philly that the brother that called in earlier was talking about. You all are creating those. That's y'all fault. Every doggone boy child know they got a daddy. They know mama didn't make me by herself. Where was
Good
you when I
morning,
wanted to go
General.
fishing? Who taught me how to doggone,
What's up, Michelle?
taught me how to ride my bike? Who did this? Who did that? Yeah, mama was there when I fell and got a boo-boo on my knee. Oh, baby, this and that. Yeah, I love that good old attention. But you ain't gave me no man training. Now I'm out here fucked out the game in the world, don't know how to do shit, can't change a goddamn tire. But it's my damn fault, because I was never doggone explained the manhood basics, the basics of manhood by my father. And I yield the mic to the general. What's going on, Battle?
Hey, what's up, Battle?
Yeah,
Hey, it's good to see that. It's good to see you back. Doing your content, Sheila. You guys are. I just happened to tune in. I saw you were live, and yeah, y'all having a good conversation. Look, there's a few things, right? So to Leonard's last few points, right? And I'm gonna backtrack just for a second, and then I gotta go. To Leonard's last few points, you got to understand, Leonard, what we're dealing with is over 45, 50 plus years of this scenario going on where these, kids have not been taught anything. Period, point blank, end of discussion. We can't go back and we can't change it. The only thing we can do is put the information out there, and hopefully the next generation will take a hold of it. Backtrack for just a moment, talking about the elections and things that are going on here, right? I told y'all, and I've been telling everybody, and I studied this shit at the university 30 plus years ago. By the way, at an HBCU, political science,
Yes.
matter of fact.
Poli-sci?
You have to understand something. Yes, you have to understand something, okay? We are dealing with two feathers of the same bird, one red, one blue, okay? And this is, it's not going to change anything. It was said approximately 32 years ago when I was at the university that what we need to do as black people in this country, we need to come up with our own political party and make them vie for our attention. In other words, we need to make them put something on the table. You got to understand the Black Congressional College consists of 56 people. That's not a lot of people when you talk about 535 congressmen. True. We only got 56 people up there. 56. Okay? Just let that sink in for a moment. So how are we going to get anything or level the playing field? We need to get more people in there. And I've been saying this ever since I've been coming in and around these spaces, right? The way to change things is from the inside out. Niggas, let me not say that word. People of color refuse to want to take a part of the mainstream of society. We're still on the service road while everyone else is on the expressway and on the superhighways. Okay? This is why the saying 30 plus years ago was black people will always be a day late and a dollar short. We've always been the canary in the coal mine here. Okay? Had a few black instructors that laid out some of these things to me, so this is nothing new. We have to understand that there is now that things are moving so fast. There is a 3, 5, 7, and 10-year plan for this country. 3, 5, 7, and 10-year plan. That's why the money grab at the top is so heavily influenced. Everybody is trying to get money so they can secure a future for the next 20 years. Period, point blank. If you're not getting money so you can secure a future for yourself and your family for the next 20 years, you're going to be shit out of luck. That's just the way it is. There's a very famous lecturer. There's a very famous lecturer, old school. He was the Secretary of Education under President Ford, right? His name escapes me right now. But he talks about America's dirty little secrets. He talks about black economics, right? I can't remember his name for nothing in the world right now. I had it on my mind while you guys were talking in the first half of your conversation. He said that by the year 2035, blacks in America, at first he said 2050, Then he took it down. I heard a lecture he did a while back, and he said by the year 2035, blacks in America are going to be a permanent underclass.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You might as well get ready for it, people, because it's coming. It's coming, and how it's not going to come the way that we think it's going to come. The way it's going to come is President 45 put things set the wheels in motion when he put all of his conservative so-called federal judges and got them passed and put them in positions around the country. Okay, that's number one. We got to wake up and we have to become more politically astute and understand exactly what's going on and how politics actually work in this country. Okay? People will tell you anything that you want to hear in order to get in that office, and then once they get there, it's the status quo all over again. It's been that way for the past it's been that way since the late 60s. I'm sorry. It was that way when the civil rights movement changed, right? So we have to understand, at least back then, what happened was they had to make a plea to black people in this country because we had a voting bloc. We no longer have that. One is because black people want to be anything other than what we are, which are black people in America. Period, point blank. The playing field is not yet level enough for you to say, well, I'm just an American. No, you're still a black man or a black woman. Still a black American, period.
Right.
It's that way in the modern military right now. That's why when you join the military, and he'll tell you, and those who have served and those who are listening, you have to put down your ethnicity. You have to say whether you're black, white, Indian, or whatever you are. These job applications, as long as we have that going on in this country, the playing field will never be level. Because they're going to know how many blacks are employed, how many blacks are unemployed, just like they do whites and other groups, right? But at the end of the day, we cannot get caught up in that. We know that the race is an American construct. Okay, we understand that. We also race constructs around the world. It's just not here in America, although ours is a little different. Okay. I wanted to touch on that for the simple fact that I want people to be aware, and I want people to really start looking at the near future instead of looking at the distant past, right? We should learn from that. We should learn from that in order to go forward. Like I said, there's a 3, 5, 7, and 10-year plan. This Bitcoin barrage didn't happen all of a sudden out of the thin blue air.
Right.
All right. This whole presidential debacle is nothing new. It's happened in the past. And they've been talking about doing away with Congressional College for the past 4 decades now. But you see, nothing has changed. Now we're watching states that were blue, that were traditionally red, go back red, right? And you're going to see other states that are jumping, they'll change, and they'll go blue and purple and all this other bullshit. But at the end of the day, we cannot get caught up in that. We have to understand that we're fighting the same bird with 2 different feathers, one being the Republicans and one being the Democrat. Their agenda is the same. These people sit up there on Capitol Hill and they'll argue with one another and they'll make TV appearances and they'll cut each other down. And then they're eating steaks.
That's our great said, having lunch and dinner with each other, yes.
There you go. And laughing.
Thank you.
You see, so right now what's happening is society is in a very wishy-washy position. The American society is in a very wishy-washy position. The one thing I learned, and I'll go back to my experience as a drill instructor. If you want to control the population, you must keep the population at a mass confused. We did it all the time when we were dealing, when I had 30, 35 recruits. I kept them confused. I never let them know what time what was going to happen and what time we were going to do fucking training, or we're going to the field, or what time I was going to come and do a room inspection. That way they were always on their P's and Q's, but yet still confused. And that's what's happening with the larger section of society right now. There's a larger swath of society right now that's confused. The run on the freaking what was it, the Congress or whatever, back November the 2nd, a year ago. Was it a year ago now? Yeah, about a year ago. That run, was nothing new.
Some of us had the run, but some of us are getting ready to have the run.
Yeah, it depends on what
On what
hours we
state.
did.
Yeah.
We did have to run.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that run was nothing new. There have always been runs, violent runs on politicians in this country, you know, in certain areas. And if you look back across history, the White House had been burned down before. So we have to understand that it's just not blacks in this country. There are a lot of other people involved in this being a state of confusion, right? This is why you had the change of the presidency. Black people didn't put Obama in office by itself. Let's go back to that. More white folks voted because of how he got in office, right? We just got to be realistic when we look at things. The reason why he got in office is unimportant. What's more important is what did he do while he was in office, okay? It's just like Trump. The real reason why he got in office or how he got in office, being selected or elected, is unimportant. The deal is, what did he do while he was there? Joe Biden right now is in office. The deal is, what is he going to do while he's there? See, the president is merely an office. It's not the man. And that's the problem. People are looking at the man. That's what they want you to do. Oh, he's too sick. He's too old. He's too feeble. He can't remember. He can't stand up. Look, this, that, the third. So stop looking at the man and start looking at the policies.
Right.
So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go to work, and I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'll be listening in, but it's good to see you back doing your content, Sheila. I'm glad that you didn't get caught up in the other construct that generally happens here on YouTube, and you get grounded and get back to doing what I think you're best at, and this is where you're best at: holding real, respectable conversations that's going to put something out into the airwaves for the next generation and for the present generation to kind of get their act together. So, with that, I'll check back in with you guys a little later. I'm out.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Have a great day, sir.
And you know what? It's so funny he was saying that, because that's what I was saying too. My two daughters, I said, you know what? We're going to go back to old school. I said old school to our family is family first. Make sure we set ourselves a generation wealth. I have one grandson. I said, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise him on land, country, teach him how to do everything, fish, his father, all, you know, we do our little family thing, have our little area where we just going to go back to old school. That's how I want it.
There you go.
You know, old school. He know nothing about rap. He don't know nothing about rap. It's all educational stuff with him. And that's how we isolate him like that. And yes, he probably hear it when he go out or whatever, you know, in the car with his other family members or whatever. But in the house, no.
But that's the thing. If that's his foundation, when he get out the house, that other noise is not going to influence him, because he's always going to reflect back to what? His foundation.
And it's true, because one time we was in the park, but our family always giving something, and the kids was on the slide. So I kept on saying, why he's not sliding down with the kids? So what they did in this park, they have an educational chart. So I said, well, you keep on going to his slide down, but he's not sliding down like the other kids. Don't you know he up there with his ABCs and his colors and shapes and stuff, and they got a little thing up there. He up there playing, doing his little educational stuff.
Is he an only child?
He the only child.
And how old is he?
4.
That's it right there. Okay.
And it's like, I said, what boy you doing? They say he doing his ABCs, and yeah.
I love it.
Doing Spanish. He teaches his own self Spanish.
See, look at him. I love it. I love it.
So I'm just saying that, you know what? And what Junior was saying, like, we got to get focused on the policies and stuff. Mm-hmm. Because if it's going to affect us, we should get involved. You know?
Right. Yeah. And you know, I'd like to hear more stories. I'd like to hear more stories about people who have, like your grandson and children that are doing like recitals, and young people that are doing like just that little thing right there. You know, that just filled my heart for him, for just to hear that story about your grandson. And I'm sure that everyone has I hope to have a good story about somebody, a young person, even if anybody, and we should start ourselves out with those kinds of things. And because that right there, to hear about your grandson, Sheila, that is just it's not that it's amazing, because I know that he comes from good stock. That's the way y'all are doing it. Y'all rearing him that way. It's just good to hear. And it just makes me feel good, and that's the way to start out a day. And that's all. I appreciate
that. Because that's the thing, you know. They have to be taught. In order for the doggone boys to become future leaders as men, they need to be instructed by men to be men. Otherwise, it's going to be hard not learning on their own. Now, that's not saying that a woman cannot raise a good man, but there are particular attributes of manhood. You all don't have that information, same as we don't have that information in womanhood. You see what I'm saying?
Like how you said, because
and we need to realize that and stop trying to fool nature and make nature believe, oh, we got this. No, we don't have this. There are males and females for a reason. We have certain habitual traits and this and that is connected to our gender as people. See?
Yeah. Because his father said I was babying him too much. He said, you can't do that. You're going to fall. He like, no, you can't baby him too much. I'm like, oh, I ain't even look at it like that.
No, you know? That's the thing. You never tell a woman, oh, you babying that boy too much. You a motherfucking man, ain't you? Well, yeah. So let that woman give that boy that balance. It's called balance. You're going to get this much from your mother. You're going to get that much from your father.
My grandson, his dad, because I do. And the mother was saying it too. And then when he came, he said, you is, because he would jump and do the thing. I was like, no, don't, because I'm scared if he fall. And they were like, he's a boy.
It's, you know, because I had balance. 2 girls. It ain't got nothing to do. Mm-hmm. Oh, because he's a boy. He should be able to just climb up on something and fall on his damn head. Because he a boy, right? Right? That's what I tell him. No, it ain't that. Well, what are you saying, Craig? No, see what I'm saying? You know, she babying him too much. You already said that part. Can you give me something
and I was
foundationally factual to prove your point? Man, he gonna end up being soft. You're still not answering the question.
You're right.
The question is balance.
Mm-hmm.
These children need balance. Okay?
He loved his grandma.
If they don't have balance.
I know that's right.
Now, you all can answer this question with a one-word answer. What's the opposite of balance?
Imbalance.
Thank you. And that's what you're going to have. Imbalanced children or unbalanced children that don't know how to doggone coincide with others in society. You get a whole bunch of unbalanced children. Chicago, look at the murder stats. Unbalanced.
Mm.
They can't sit there and determine, you know, that ain't worth putting a bullet in somebody's head.
Because you know
they can't determine that because they're not balanced. They're not balanced.
Leonard, that's true because see, my husband was more the firm one, and I was more like the give. Oh, you know, he would put them in timeout. I'd be like, oh, don't do it. Like, don't do that because what they're gonna do, they're gonna play us towards each other. And
exactly,
my youngest one, she was good with that. And I look at her like, So where the oldest one's more like me, and the younger one, she more like her, have her mentality like her dad, you know, like that military mindset. And it was the balance in us where I was more softer and he wasn't. He was firm. He said what he said. He had to say it, and that's it. And I'm like, oh,
I hear what you're saying, Leonard. In reference,
that's reverse. That's reverse with the female children. the mother will be the firm one, and the father be pushover, because that's always gonna be his baby.
No, it ain't supposed to be that way. Good morning, DJ Timmy.
No. I ain't saying it's supposed to be that way, but that's balance. Cause see, you all know a little girl could be slicking daddy out, hook, line, and sinker. Daddy ain't gonna know, because he ain't got that knowledge. Y'all know what she doing though. Y'all looking like, oh, you think I ain't been here before. I know exactly what you doing right now. You all know what these girls are on before they even get on it. Y'all know up front. We walking around like, oh, I didn't know. How am I supposed? I didn't know. Sounded like what's that dude that was in It's a Wonderful Life? What's that actor's name? Life. Yeah.
But Leonard, here's what
I don't know.
Leonard, what I'm gonna say about the balance thing, and I agree with you that everything is about balance. But here's what the deal is: those young people that you talk about that's in Chicago and some of our inner cities, and not only inner cities nowadays, they're in the suburbs as well. They're so hard that if they had the grandma or somebody to dote over them and give them that love and to, just dote over them for a second or two. They grow up so hard, gotta be rough, gotta be tough. And everybody is not even wired that way. And so the balance is sometimes they get a little too hard and rough and rugged, and they can never get out of it. They grow up hard and rough and rugged. As soon as somebody says hello, they're ready to pop them. If you step on somebody's shoe, you're ready to pop them, and things of that nature. And so I think that it is very, very important that they get the balance. It is nothing wrong with having mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, because the children know how to manipulate grandpa and grandma as well. But it's not even manipulating. It's show them some love sometime. And I think that our children growing up, they just don't necessarily get the love, the attention type stuff that they need. And it's always this, you're going to be hard, you got to be soft, someone, and then she's too fast, and so that, and all of this other kind of stuff that we have in our head because we're tainted.
That's what it is, TC. A lot of these kids are looking for love. And that's,
they're looking for love,
they're
right?
lacking love in their home. Leonard.
Word. Like the young brothers, when I see them, I see the young brothers on the street, I'll be like, "What's up, King? How you doing?" And they look at me like, "King, she said something nice to me?" Because they thinking, first of all, I ain't scared of Jack Dooley, Squiddly, Diddly, Wop. Okay, I'm not. They don't scare me. They're my children, even though I didn't have them biologically. They're my boys. They're my girls. I speak to them. They speak back. Okay. And I give them the respect. I say, "Good morning. How are you?" And they say, oh, good morning, ma'am. How are you? I'm like, good. Have a good day and keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? And when they open the door for me, I love it. I say, "Oh, thank you, young man. I really appreciate that." So forth and so on. You see what I'm saying? And so sometimes just a kindness,
give them praise, appreciate
right. Dote over them a little bit. They want that.
Yes.
Like, Dad, we always so hard. Yo, Leonard, hold up. Let me talk. You let the brother talk. You was quiet. Let the sister talk for a second, okay?
I'm on mute.
We gotta just be that, and the brothers and the sisters. We gotta be that for these children. And yes, I am disciplined. I am 82nd. I get it. Discipline, yes, I'm about that life. But I do know we gotta soften, and if we get hard, yes, we gotta get hard. Sometimes you gotta be like, "Yo, what? Yo." And then sometimes you gotta be like, okay, look, come on. And then you take it case by case, person by person, and so forth and so on. And we get, because we're melanated and carbonated, we have that feeling. We get those senses in us when we should be able to discern. And once we can do that, we can say, okay, now I'm gonna tighten up over here, but I'm gonna loosen up over here. And it's just the balance. Leonard, you were on point. The balance. I'll dote over some of the kids sometimes. Just dote over them and see what you get.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, yeah, situations. I'll pull up to the gas station. Be a sister putting an a tire. I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? You check the tire pressure and make sure I got this." I'm like, "Well, damn, I'm only trying to help you." You know what I mean? But I don't say, "Well, damn, I'm only trying to help you." I just, okay, and I walk the hell away. And I'm be sitting here like, look, you sitting there and up your tire trying to get the tire pressure light to turn off. Okay, do you have the knowledge that there's something on the side of that tire that says PSI? And that's, the pounds of air per square inch that goes in that tire. It's only supposed to be so much. And that's what you do. You put so much in there so your car will ride right and it will remain fuel efficient. You know about that. You did PMCSs on Mondays in the motor pool. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But
my father taught me.
They just automatically off the cuff. And it's like, whoa.
And I'm not sure how you approach.
I'm not coming at you whereas I'm trying to get in your pants. You are a woman, you're doing something that is involved with something mechanically, which is, inherently man work. I don't want you to get out here, you overinflate your tire, you start driving, depending on which tire it is, when you're going around a curve, now the pressure is too much, it's getting heat and friction from the roll and sway from the turn, centrifugal force. Now you got a blowout and your car spin out. Over what? You overinflated your tire. You know what I'm saying? But I just be like, all right, look, they, some appreciate it. Well, no, I don't know. Now I go there and be like, you see this number right here? Mm-hmm. That is how much goes in there. And right. You see this meter right here? You see those numbers? 40, 45, 50, 50, 55. That's your pressure number. So as long as that number matches this, you're good. You can go a doggone plus minus 5 pounds variant on it, but that's a safe rate. But you want to make sure it's right.
I hate
that's
putting
pretty much
air in
it.
tires.
You know what I mean?
I hate things on my car. Let me know. Let me know how much to put in, whatever. But I hate doing that. Even though I've been,
but
I learned
that's right.
The
sensors never tell you if it's overinflated. That's like a situation that happened with my daughter. This was so funny to me. She didn't know she was used to roll flats on the LMTV trucks, and she didn't know that she had roll flat tires on her SUV, right? So she went to the tire shop and they were talking about roll flats. She called me up on the phone because she thought they were lying to her. I said, no, we have roll flats in the civilian world now. Well, I thought they only had that on Humvees and in the military, LMTVs. No. We got roll flats too. That's the reason you made it to the doggone tire shop without your tire being completely flat. You got roll flat tires. They're more expensive, but they're the best thing to have because you can still get to where you need to go.
That's all I have on my Mercedes. I have that. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, oh, okay. I didn't know. I'm like, yeah. I'm glad you called me and double checked behind it and see. And that's another thing. Like with my daughter, that's not my biological daughter, but like I said, she got IED and it was like no parent. She ain't had nobody. I'm like, I got you. And I've been there ever since.
The beauty of it, the beauty of us all being gods and goddesses is that whenever somebody doesn't necessarily react the way that we think they should, then we can move on and move forward, because we know that we have a purpose. And so oftentimes there are people that might not respond the way that I think they should, or they, whatever, or they have in the past. And you know what I do? I say, God bless them, and I keep it moving. And I don't get out of sorts, and I don't get up in arms, because that's another deflection to keep me from being on point and on purpose. See, when people say, you did that on purpose, I'm like, thank you. Yes, I love it. I did do it on purpose, because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And so when somebody takes you off, then you're not on purpose anymore. So, hey, you know what? Everything and everybody not going to like everything you do, or your approach, or your way, or your thing. I've had people say, we ain't all goddesses. That's true. You're right. I've had people say, don't call me sis. I ain't your sis. We ain't got the same mama. I said, you right. I apologize. My bad. Okay. And I kept it moving, and I just, I laughed it off, and I went on about my business, and it's all good.
Good morning, Monica. You good. You good.
But listen, I'm getting ready to wrap. I'm getting ready to go off as well. Sheila, Leonard, it was great having a discussion with you, and the chat is awesome. Everybody have a brilliant day. Everybody have a brilliant day.
And we appreciate you, Tease. I'm ready to go off in a little while too. I'll probably be here another few. And then because I know Leonard tired. Well, Leonard be up.
Yeah. Well, you all stay on so that I can listen while I'm getting ready for work.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna stay on 2-3 because it's 2:42. So when I hit the 3 mark, I'm what you were saying, Leonard?
Okay.
You said it's 2. No,
I'm looking at the time I've been on. 2 hours.
Yeah, okay.
I always said I'm only gonna do 15 minutes. I said no, here probably about 20-25 minutes. I always say that. And it's like 2 hours and 40.
Yeah, you do. You do.
No.
You do.
And then here come Leonard popping.
Then somebody will come in, and then you have a whole nother hour on your stream.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But I had to talk about the local election, though, Leonard. I had to, Yeah,
well, that's the thing. You start small and you build up. Crawl, walk, run. But, yeah, too many people. I want it now. They be like, old girl in the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Daddy, I want it now.
I love that. Good morning, Juan. I love that.
Yeah, because because I'm like a movie guru. So, I'll use scenes from movies as an analogy that people can visually look at, and they can relate to the lack of words that I would put out. But you can look at it. Now look at that and see how you feel. Okay. So you get me now? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Because some people learn better by reading. Some people are visual learners. And myself, I know I'm more of a visual learner than a read the book learner. I know this. So I try to meet people where they are. I can't meet everybody because some people, at the depth that they are, I can't reach them there. Then some people at the elevated place that they are, I can't meet them where they are either. But those that are elevated above, I can listen to them and gain knowledge.
That's all I like doing. I love listening to smart people. I just sit back and listen.
And I don't bastardize those that don't have the knowledge. I just try to get them to understand. I'm like, it's just a lack of understanding. Oh, motherfucker, I'm like, hold on, ho. I'm like, if you could just remove your emotions from the whole conversation and just talk about what's black and white and facts, we could reach some common ground. And that's boring to people that thrive on the ridiculous. It's boring. It's not interesting. Like I've been on different doggone people. I'll chime in. And you have people that are, oh, there he go again. This gonna be some long, boring dialogue. No, it's long and boring to you.
I like the
because you're
conversation.
I know you do, but I'm talking that's boring to you, the person that said it, because they're thriving for the drama that entertains them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not here to entertain you. Although I very well could. I could doggone be just as much sharecropper behavior person. That's what I call them. Behavior like sharecroppers. As much as the next person. Be out entertaining and this and that. And there's a lot of people that don't even recognize what's going on. You know, they don't even see what the rap group Public Enemy, what they actually did to the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see it. Them
They was
fellas
so caught
came
up in
with
the hype,
doggone.
Leonard. They was so caught up in the hype and the money. And I mean, I'll be honest, this hip hop music, this rap stuff is like, the beat is nice, but the words is like, So
I know.
you get caught up in the beat. Well, we was caught up in the words when we was growing up, Generation X. You had a meaning because they were talking about politics, talking about the surrounding, you know, the everyday life. Now it's just like, that's why all this gangster. I mean, they're rapping about it, but they ain't about that life.
But that's the thing. That's entertaining. That's doggone Chitlin Circuit back Bessie Smith days. That made hella money. Like, they got this person, his name is Stephen Fetching, right? And he was the doggone lackadaisical, slacky Negro, poor diction. I don't know what to. That's how this dude was, right? In all the movies back in the 20s, he was the highest grossing Black American actor in the business, being the image that wants to be portrayed to America. That, you know, lazy, non-trustworthy, you know, shucking and jiving Negro. See? You had all this going on with these different rappers. Public Enemy came on the scene. It was like, whoa, they're talking political and this and that. And they had doggone, you know, like a pseudo Nation of Islam type thing going on with, you know, the people that are on stage with them that's supposed to be like their security staff and this and that. And
every time they had something, they'd be like, they had extra police and everything. I mean, it was.
Yeah, they were a threat. They were seen as a threat, and they were threatening nobody. They were just passing on information. Like
the police, they were like, oh no. I mean,
yeah, because, you know, when I was in the Army in Germany, when Public Enemy came out, you couldn't buy that on the base. You had to go to a record store off the base where, you know, in Germany to buy that album, to play that one. You couldn't buy that. No, it wasn't going on. They put the brakes on that like, whoa. That's just like when LL Cool J came out talking about FUBU, for us, by us. You can't buy FUBU gear on any military installation. You could buy Tommy Hilfiger all day long. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that didn't last long.
And people don't look at that. You know, they don't look at that. But you could buy Rockaware. You could buy Sean John. You could buy G Unit. You couldn't buy FUBU. They seen that as being strictly Black.
Right.
When that's not what he meant. He meant that's for the hip hop generation. For us, by us. The hip hop generation.
We still could have kept it up though.
Yeah, I know, but that's what it was meant for. But that message wasn't articulated properly. And it got pigeonholed into being just some sort of Black thing. And it got frowned upon. and they got canceled like the My Pillow do. You know what I mean? By the manufacturers.
Leonard, but
you know,
don't you think that's the ones who do the ground root and the ones that teach the ones who don't know about that what it meant? Because some people just get caught up in, you know, buying different things and don't even know the meaning of, you know,
I know
what they're buying. Like I stopped buying Tim's because I didn't even know that they was talking about hot hanging black from the tree. That's their family used to do.
well,
so that's how they got the tree.
you know, that was a rumor that came out to do with their emblem, you know, to you know, stop the purchasing of that, you know. Now I remember when you had Cohort gear was basically for plumbers, electricians, carpenters. That's what they wore. Now you got all these black folk running around wearing Cohort gear, you know, in your northern states in the wintertime, but don't know how to hammer a doggone nail into a board.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, really? You wearing the gear? Learn the rest of it. Just, you know, trying to be slick. You know, that's like these guys down here in the South. I'll be like,
excuse me,
you got a mouth.
Good morning. Thanks for coming. Yeah, go ahead, Leonard.
Yeah, these guys in the South be walking around with the Gucci belts on, pants hanging off their ass, got a mouth full of gold and a refrigerator full of empty. Mouth full of gold and an empty ass refrigerator. That don't match. That don't match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got some Hennessy, you know, little female come over. Okay, but what about after everybody got drunk? They done went on ahead and got their groove on, woke up. You gonna feed them? No, now you got stomach cramps. Y'all got to go to the doggone nearest fast food place to buy you something to eat. Because you ain't got no food in your crib. But you macking. You macking like a big dog. Got all that money on the side of your head with the money phone, but ain't got no damn food in your refrigerator. Ain't got no bank account with the money in it.
Awesome.
It's just laying at the crib. Setting yourself up for what? Home invasion, robbery.
Mm-hmm.
I just sit there and look at them like, really? They don't want to blame white folk for everything. You got tattoos from your chinny chin chin down to your toes, to your toenails, but you can't get a damn job. You want to blame it on racism? No, appearance is everything.
You're right. You're right.
If a cable technician comes in, not even come in, knock at my door. Yeah, Comcast cable. You got tats all over your face. I ain't finna let you up in my house. You know, I'm like, you ain't got to show me ID or nothing. You are not getting in because you look like you could be a criminal. People say you don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, they say that. But I tell you what, if you see some white person with a bald shaved head and they got a swastika tattoo on their head, you know, you can pretty much judge what that is. You dig? So, you know,
I can't with you.
I'm serious. And, you know, it's people where you shouldn't judge somebody because of the way they look. Okay. Don't judge somebody because of the way they look. What are you doing with that doggone pyramid tattoo on your left arm with a 5-point star and a crescent moon on top of it? Oh, that means you a Black Peace Stone right there. That's what that means. So I could judge that book by the cover I'm looking at right now. You a gangster. No, well, you know, I used to be banging it. Okay, well, why didn't you wear a long sleeve shirt and cover that up, whereas the regular consumer can't see that? You know, like those that got, it's people that they see people with tattoos and they don't even know what it is. They see folk walking around with a tattoo and the tattoo has an 88. And they don't even know what that means.
But what about the little drips on the tear eyes on the eye, like they done that, and they don't know that's for how many bodies they done killed, and the people just putting that tat like they done killed somebody. I'm like, you know,
yeah,
what? Monkey see, monkey
that
do.
ain't even what that. that ain't even what that mean. They changed that. They used to do the teardrop tattoo in the joint
Good
because
morning.
that's somebody that doggone got Fleece Johnson. Their manhood got took. That's where it started at. That's what the tattoo,
Really?
yes, that's the teardrop tattoo meant. You'd have been violated. You'd have been violated. You community booty.
I
That's
never
what that
knew
meant.
that.
That's like they walking around with their pants sagging, talking about that's
I know
gangster.
that's for.
No, that ain't gangster. That came from the penitentiary.
Mm-hmm.
That means you've been violated. They had all kinds of little prison, little this and that. You know what I mean? Like I said, black folk be walking around, they'll see somebody that got a tattoo on, 2 lightning bolts, and the number 88, and don't even know what it is.
Well, I don't.
Okay. Do me this favor. What's the 8th letter of the alphabet?
H.
What's HH? Heil Hitler?
Up there.
Right there, that part. Right there. The lightning bolts. The lightning bolts.
I wouldn't even thought about that. I mean,
SS,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even people don't know how Hitler, like
88. That's what the number 88
I wouldn't
means.
even thought about that. Now that went right over my head.
And it goes over a lot of people's head. Why? The lack of communication.
You know what? You know
the spiderweb tattoos on the doggone elbows. They didn't get that because when they moved, the spiderweb get bigger.
What's that for?
That's doggone white supremacist action right there.
Okay.
That means you're doggone a member of a white supremacy group. Oh yeah.
And I'm be honest, because I was in church, so getting out like I started listening to secular music in 2000, about 7. But I was grew up, still my R&B or whatever. So I was naive to a lot of stuff.
But see, that's the information that black people will not doggone receive
because
they're pigeonholed within Black America and they don't branch out. If you don't branch out amongst the others, then you don't know really who the enemy is. They just look at all white folks like they're enemies, and that's not the truth. And if you doggone branch out, they could educate you on different things that you may have missed,
Good morning, family cook. Wow.
See, because I have a number of white friends, and none of them have those type of tattoos that are doggone white supremacy symbolism, and they know what they are, and I do too. And
I never knew that. I never knew America. That was for Heil Hitler. I never knew that.
Yeah, HH.
I'm talking about
the number 88.
I never knew that.
That's not just a number that they got on their body because it's a number. No, 8 is the 8th letter of the alphabet. 88 is the 8th letter times 2. Heil Hitler. Now those Nazi symbol lightning bolts should make it obvious. Some of them don't get the lightning bolts next to the 88. They just get 88 tattooed.
I see a lot of those in the gym too.
Well, that'll tell you what you're dealing with the next time you see somebody white and they have the number 88 tattooed on them. Is not for NASCAR. Okay? It's not for NASCAR. See, and this is the information that a lot of doggone blacks are not familiar with. And tattoos of that sort, that makes people ineligible to join the military. As soon as they go to join the military, they have you stripped down butt naked and check you for tattoos. And they see that doggone tattoo. Oh no, you're a member of a white supremacist group. You can't be in the military. We don't allow that. See? They can't even. Well, at one time, you could sign a doggone waiver and this and that, saying that you won't engage in certain activities, blah blah blah. But the military has become so aware of this. Says after that Timothy McVeigh shit, the Oklahoma City bomber.
Mm-hmm.
See, after that, they were like, no, we ain't giving no more breaks to these doggone supremacists. Because see, when I was in the when I was in the Army back
so
in
they hold them accountable for their tattoos and all that other stuff. So they would so they probably get it covered or whatever.
Yeah, because it was this dude that was in 1st and 16th Infantry, white dude. He got a high and tight haircut, and he had a doggone Nazi tattoo on his head.
Well, they was writing because one of my this girl I was working with, she advocate for the guys in prisons and stuff, and a couple of guys writing her telling her it was a CEO running around with had a tattoo with a black man hanging from a tree.
Mm-hmm. There's all types of stuff going on, but like I said, too many black folk can tell you everything that Nicki Minaj did. Not Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. They get me confused because they all the same. They could tell you what Cardi B did last week, but that's all that they could tell you. You know what I mean? And then they listen to the left-wing media about certain things that are said and let that get twisted into a racist situation. Example, when you had that black guy from Florida that was an operator with the Special Forces unit, and then he got killed. And during the conversation with the wife, Trump has said, well, he knew what he was signing up for, right? They went all over the world with that. And I'm sitting here like, first and foremost, let's look at this sensibly. The country's at war, right? You join the military. You're going to go to a combat zone. Did you voluntarily sign up? You weren't drafted, right? You knew what you were signing up for possibly going to war and being killed. You knew what you signed up for. So no, that was not a doggone racist statement. Everybody knows what they signed up for. They don't think they're going to sign up when you had, like, during the time you had Iraq and Afghanistan jumping off. You didn't have people signing up on some, well, I'm not going to go to none of them places. I'm going to be a clerical typist. All I'm going to do is paperwork. Yeah, okay. If you made yourself believe that and did not ask, which most people, well, really all people with any form of intelligence, when they're talking to a recruiter, one of the first questions they're going to ask the recruiter is, did you go to Iraq, Afghanistan? How was it? They know they going. It ain't like it's some hidden secret. So, but you get the left-wing media, they could doggone twist it up any kind of way they want to. Like you had Don Lemon that talked about the lieutenant governor elect.
Excuse me, I don't, but you could come on the panel.
Yeah, the lieutenant governor, right? In Virginia, the Jamaican woman. Don Lemon was bold-faced on CNN and said, well, all skin folk ain't our kinfolk. He said that, and I'm sitting here like, really? Mr. Married to a white man? Really? Talking about how black people are oppressed, but you got multi-million of dollars of net worth? You want to tell black people how hard it is to doggone make it in this racist ass oppressive American society, but you're a multi-millionaire and married to a white man at that. When are you oppressed? When he on top or hitting it from the back? Do tell, Donna.
Oh, good morning, Gerald Melvin. Leonard.
I'm like, do tell, Donna. You know, I keep it real. So, you know, and you have people that listen to this stuff. That, yeah, see what? Look beyond, okay? Look beyond what people are doggone telling you. Like they said in The Wire. If you look for dope, you get dope dealers. If you follow the money, ain't no telling where the rabbit hole's gonna go. See? That got missed. That went right over folks' head. I'm like, but everybody can quote Scarface. I'm Tony Montana. You fucking with me, you fucking with the best. Hey, Frank. Say hello to my little friend. You know, I'm like, it's a lot of knowledge that gets transferred in movies through scripts, and they miss it. Like, they got this movie, Rebound.
Change your name. Your name. Well, hold on. Change your name. Yeah, because your name is Sean. No, I think it device not. Okay, you gotta come back because his device is yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Because he coming on. Red Wing coming on. His device not connected.
Yeah, that happens with low bandwidth. It gets crazy sometimes. But the movie Rebound, you know, it was about the basketball player Manigault out of New York, you know, that ended up getting Rutgers Park and this and that and all this other stuff, right? There was this one scene, and it was a line in the movie that was profound, and people missed it. He wanted him to be on the doggone track and field team, and he wouldn't do it. Talking about, yeah, coach, you know, I play basketball, that's it. But he already had the dirt on him for catching him smoking weed. So what he did was turned him in. So he was doggone removed from the team because he was smoking weed on school property, right?
Morning, Terrence, yes.
And the first thing that coach said to him, you people, y'all really know how to play games, but you don't know how to play the game. That one line in that movie stuck with me. I was like, that was deep. But people miss the deep stuff because they want to get entertained. They want to get entertained. You know, it's like with all these horror movies that they got coming out. Well, not coming out, the ones that have come out. You know, you had the one Us. You had that movie, right? You had the last Halloween movie that came out, right? Nobody noticed.
Those scary movies. Oh.
But nobody is looking at the fact whenever you have a doggone married couple, right? It always ends up being strong black woman, weak black man. And that's how Hollywood portrays the whole shebang. That's how they do it, you know?
And you know what? And that's what I'm saying. You know why they do stuff like that? Because nobody ain't saying nothing. We saying it, but we're not really making no change. We're not doing nothing about it.
You got all these sisters running around talking about black girl magic. Where? That's when I turn into doggone. When they say black girl magic, I turn into Benny Barbarino from Welcome Back, Kotter. What?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, they always portray us as big, out of shape, ratchet, this and that. They always trade the male that gang bangers, thugs, robbers, drug dealers, and stuff like that, you know? So when these people from other countries come here, they already had that in their mindset because they're seeing it on TV, on the news. The news always promoting negative stuff about New York. Only thing you think about New York is dirty or somebody getting killed or shot or stuff like that. They don't really let you know about New York as a moneymaker, about business.
Oh, it's other stories that
about. I mean, we known for fashion.
There's other people. Now you remember what's her name? Shamika, I think it is Johnson.
Smart. Good morning.
That was doggone taken prisoner during the invasion of Iraq when they had the white girl that they took to. See, they don't talk about the story behind her. Whereas, due to her doggone appearance, they thought she was a man. And they was whooping that ass until they determined it was a black female. They put her in a cell by herself and put guards up by herself because them men was trying to get to her. Oh, they was trying to get to her. They wanted to keep her. Ooh, we just wanted it. You see what I'm saying? She's like, well, damn. I went from a troop to all these men want to marry me. They want me to stay here and bear their children and stuff. That's how a lot of black women are seen outside of the United States, contrary to popular belief. But that image won't get doggone pushed. And see, the negative image in the United States, you have all westernized black women that have not, I don't want to say all, but the vast majority have bought into that. You know, it ain't going to be too long before they got Real Housewives of London, Real Housewives of the United Kingdom.
You're right.
Yeah, you got doggone old sweet booty boy trying to do Real Housewives in Dubai. I'm like, well, they got a trick for your soft booty ass. Because the activity that you participate in is illegal in Dubai. They will let them think you was doggone getting your groove on with another man. They're going to take you to jail. That's just like, say, if you and I go to Dubai. You and I go to Dubai, right? They know we're not married. We are staying in separate rooms. We can't walk in public holding hands. No type of, none of that is going to hell on. If it's seen and determined, they're going to take our ass to jail. Just like them sisters that was in Kuwait that used to be in the military. You know, they were lesbians. They got out the military. They became contractors. They moved into their own place, and they was living their best life in Kuwait. And the police busted in their doggone apartment. They were both laying in the same bed. They took their ass to jail. The State Department had to work something out to get them out of jail in Kuwait so they could get back to the United States. And I'm sitting here like, see, y'all can't be going outside of the United States with all this. I could do what I do because I'm America, especially when it comes to homosexuality. It's a lot of countries, non-Westernized countries, they kill you for that. It ain't going on. But they think, they get so hyped up on this doggone.
Smart. Good morning again. I know, Leonard. I know.
Yeah, they get hyped up on it, and it's like, It's just like when them tourists.
But that's why a lot of them come here, though. That's why a lot of them come here because they're not discriminating, by their family member. They just leave and just come to America,
Yeah, and then this stuff that go on in the hood that's disgusting, and nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that at all.
I think nobody. Go
to any hood. Go to any hood and look at these little black kids, right? Of today.
Why they gotta be little black kids?
Look at all these little black kids of the day. And there's a whole bunch of them got hair like Drake and shit. Why? Because them girls is going down in them stores with them Arabs and they getting it in. And they already in the ghetto. And then the mothers are like, well, you ain't got to worry about getting formula or Pampers, whatever you need.
That's another thing. See, that's another thing that's going on that a lot of people are not addressing, that like if the mother's selling their daughters to the guys for money, for what? That's another
Pampers and
thing.
formula.
I mean, to get food in the house, to get their drugs and different stuff like, oh God.
Yeah, it's going down. Nobody talks about that. Like, it's these girls
Yeah,
that
we do
they
talk
went
about
missing in
that.
Chicago. It was some sisters. They was like 9 and 11. Way back. They still looking for them girls. And they was from the south side of Chicago. You had the doggone father. He was from Morocco. The moms got on some whatever she was on, and the dude got the 2 girls and left the country with them. They ain't found them girls yet.
Good morning, Auntie. Red Wing, won't you come up?
Them girls are probably in their 30s, they're in their 40 right now. And they still, where are the 2 girls? I was like, shit. They got them over in doggone Morocco and disconnected them from everything. And they have no knowledge of nothing except what they knew prior to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bunch of them. They be, they go to them stores and do they whatever they do. Like, it was this dude that I know. This is one of my best friends, one of my day ones from the block. It was this chick named Carla that he was with. And she got pregnant and had the baby, and it's talking about, she's talking about the baby is his. His mother told him, that ain't your baby. That Arab at the store down the street was getting it in with her. And then if you look at the doggone boy, the boy is like olive skin, round head like Charlie Brown, slick ass hair. Carla, black as hell, bad acne. My boy, his mom's is from the Philippines.
Wait, hold on. Red Wing, who you talking to? Who Red Wing talking to?
Taiwan or someplace. Daddy is Blick. He wasn't black. His pops was Blick. You know what I mean? So how you gonna get a DNA mix like that? You got some olive complected, round head baby with slick ass hair. DNA wise, it don't make no sense. I love her. Okay, well, you gonna get your love on. I'm like this. I'm gonna respect what you say this is your son, cause you my boy, even though you being a damn fool. Okay, your mama done told you that ain't if your mama gonna know her grandchildren before you know it's your mama can look at it and be like, that ain't one of us. Mama know.
But it's too early to be trolling early in the morning. Ain't nobody, Red Wing. Like I said, if you want something to say, come up here.
Yeah, mama know.
I said, what I've been doing, it been working. Excuse me, Leonard, been working very well. So, don't know how to. Yeah, yes, you do. Just here, click on this link. Wait, click on the link. Just click on the link. Click on the link.
If they ain't gonna click on the link and speak their piece, just block them.
Yeah,
I would, but I'm not trying to run your show. I know I would.
Go ahead, Leonard. But you know what? And that's what I've said. In the day is, and I say it at the bottom of my heart, and I mean it. That if you can't afford kids, please don't have them, please, because stuff like that. You mean you got your child tricking at a Red Hat store just to get some formula?
For who they child? Worse than that down. They worse.
The
they
mother?
worse. I mean, they worse than that down here. They worse than that down here in the Metro Atlanta area. Shoot. They worse than that. You get them doggone mothers, they know they done missed their chance. And they see some old geezer like me. Well,
hold on, Red Wing, just click on the link. It's that easy. The only thing you gotta do is just click on the link. I guess I'm gonna have to get a because my phone used to do that too. If you're on you on a phone or a computer? Because my phone used to do that. Like if I want to click on a link, it wouldn't do nothing. But go ahead, Leonard. I'm sorry.
Maybe he ain't got, or whoever the person is, he or she, it does not have Google Chrome as their doggone.
I know you're not a troll. The link is in the chat.
Yeah, they gotta have Google Chrome. It works fine, but it's worse than that in the Metro Atlanta area. You know, you get them women. They know they done doggone ran out of all their options. Get an old geezer like me giving their daughter the glad eye.
Listen, but it's not.
Hold on.
What it is, device is not connecting. I don't know why it's not connecting.
Yeah, I've had that problem too.
Yeah, I see you coming up, but that's you. And then change your name because they have your government name on there too. I want try it again.
Log in through their Facebook page.
Try in a different area in the house to see where it go in. Because you coming up, it's just not connecting. That's all.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it. Go ahead, Leonard. But they need to stop having these kids, and they can't afford these kids, and stop tricking these kids off and stuff. And then having these kids, they have kids just to get on social service and Section 8 and get
but it
ridiculous.
It ain't even that down here. Trying to doggone whereas they can get on some welfare or something. You got those here living in nice houses and this and that, right? See some old geezer like me.
Kids then.
Some old geezer like me giving their doggone daughter the glad eye. And they sitting there telling their daughter, well, you know, he is, you know, if he established man, you know, got a career, he retired or something. If he do get you pregnant, you know you gonna get the child support. You know, they ain't trying to have no problems and this and that.
Where you get that mentality from? You could still, the majority of them still from the hood, got a good job, went to school, educate themselves or whatever, and then we living in good neighborhood, stuff like that, but you still got that mentality.
Exactly. That's what I said. You give somebody all the money in the world. It doesn't matter
where you live in, you still got that mentality. Why would you put that toxic in your child? You know what I'm saying?
Money does not change ghetto.
I ain't selling my soul for no dollar. I ain't teaching my.
It's like my mother. Like my mother used to tell me, money can't buy class. Either you have it or you don't. See, she said you could be a broke person with class. You could be a money person and be trash.
It's just sad. And see, people don't talk. We talk about that, and we talk a lot about that. But at the end of the day, is the solution. I said, just don't have no kids. And guys, be careful who you put your seed in, because the end of the day is, I'm quite sure that little girl father ain't know the mother was doing that to his daughter.
I know, and the thing about it is this: the responsibility is on the man. And the brothers argue with me about that. And I be sitting here like, well, you know, if she wanted to get it, well, she told me she was on the pill. Bruh, you know, condoms don't really cost that much. You finna put something in her. She ain't finna put something in you, okay? That's where it starts. Who putting what in?
Okay, well, hold on. No, they didn't. They didn't block it. Just go ahead. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Because you have something you want to get out, and you could talk. Go ahead, Leonard. Just do it again.
Yeah, because you see, if I put the key in my car, I put my key in my car to go somewhere and do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing with sex. You put yourself up in a woman to do something.
But no, it's up to us. We the gatekeepers. It's up to us to open up our
lanes. No.
Yes, how you want to tell me, Leonard?
Sheila.
You can't get in unless I get you. I open up my legs to get you in. Unless you put something in my drink, and then
No,
that's something different.
That's too extreme. You ever looked at the shape? You ever looked at the shape of a key? A key goes in something and opens it up. So if you have all of the doggone conversation necessary to have the key to that lock, you're gonna open that up. Oh, trust and believe.
Again, you can't compare us to no. Again,
okay,
we are the gatekeepers.
Well, if you all are the gatekeepers, then that makes you all fully responsible.
That's
for
right.
80%.
That's
hold
right.
on. That makes women alone responsible for 80% of Black American children being raised in single mother homes. Then,
yes,
I don't believe that.
Yes, it is. And it is y'all too. It's both. Because the end of the day
okay, well, you can't say it's us too. You can't say it's Sheila. You can't say it's us too, and then say it's y'all. It's got to be.
But it's us. We. It's really us, because it's up to us who we let inside us. So we got to be accountable for our actions, which is, if I sit up there and lay in a bed with you and have a baby by you, that's my responsibility and your responsibility. But you could walk off, but you walking off, that's still my responsibility. So that even put more on me. So I have to focus on my responsibility.
Lingering.
Even because you're left, good or
you're
bad.
Left lingering. You're left lingering with the responsibility. See, men are supposed to be at a responsible level, whereas they come through the door. I do not want to have an unwanted pregnancy, so I'm going to take care of that. And that's what I'm saying.
Marriage before carriage. Why will you?
And see, all this other stuff they talking about it. Man, condoms don't feel right.
Nah,
they got every excuse in the world. Well, get you some of them doggone lambskin condoms. You can't even tell them on. You'll use one of them. You'll pull out and look at it. Is it still on? I thought I was all up in some real skins, because it's a doggone skin membrane. The thing about it, though, what they want to bring up, well, that don't stop you from getting HIV. What the way you run up in these women skeeting raw, you still ain't that. Where's your argument?
Come on, today you gotta get AIDS tests. You got all kind of tests and stuff. When you sit up there and lay up with somebody, you got coronavirus going on. I mean, like, come on. Like, at the end of the day, is like, who y'all talking about marriage? I'm not gonna lay in the bed with nobody if I'm not getting married with them. Simple fact.
I mean,
because the end of the day is, like I said, you could go off and I'm still stuck there with the baby. It wasn't no commitment. So in my mind, I had this big old family relationship all going in my mind. You had one thing to get between my legs, wham, bam, thank you, man, and keep it going.
Oh, damn, it started raining. Okay.
I'm just saying. So to keep it real.
Now, on my window, it may start showing something moving in a circle as it connects to my phone internet and disconnect from the house Wi-Fi, because I'm running to the store. So I'm not leaving you. It's got to reconnect to my phone. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like I said, us women have to be careful, because they'll sweet talk you into taking your pants off. Oh, I love you. I'm going to be with you. And no, doggone well, majority of them ain't going to marry you, ain't trying to build with you, ain't trying to do nothing but get between your legs. So that's why I said, if they ain't trying to do no commitment with you or a long time, build with you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because I'm be honest, raising kids by yourself is not easy. Especially when you're young. You should not even be thinking about no relationship. You still in school. And you don't even know yourself. You don't know nothing about life. You still a kid staying home with your mom. And then as you get older, and then think about it. Is this the right one for me? And just talk, have a relationship, and see where things going. Don't rush it. Wait. You know, if you're looking for marriage,
Yeah,
you
well,
know, he don't want it nothing serious. Then that's what you can't make nobody be with you, male or female. You know,
but see
and
that
that's
that
you
wrong.
must think we could change somebody. You can't change nobody. They're telling you who
Right.
they are. You know, there's some people get. I mean, good morning, Sister Joyce. You know, some of us women just to get pregnant, just to keep a man, that make them run even more because that's responsibility. You know.
Yeah, but
I had to put
with
fear
all
into
that,
both of my daughters. I wasn't playing. I said, you sit up there and you do something, and I'm telling you, you ain't getting no child support. You ain't getting nothing. You're going to finish school. You're going to this and that. So in the day is, look, you have a baby, but it's going to be hard. You know how much, and I'll take them to the store. Guess how much 1 can of milk costs? Guess how much the case costs? Look at the diapers. Look at this. You're like, wow.
yeah. I
Like,
know it.
wow, shoot. And their
But see
first
that,
date, the dad was right
you know,
there.
that's
We went on their
yeah.
first
I
date.
mean, that's the thing with yeah. That's the thing. The cost, you know.
And just you think I'm playing? Just happen when you go to the store, go in the baby section, and you be like, wow. Cause when I had my daughter, I was like, and if I was like, oh wow, this milk and stuff is expensive or whatever, I'm like, Cause my daughter had my grandson when she was 28, and she was like, "Oh, mom, I said, I told y'all, I told y'all."
And see, that's where
Babies is
family
not
comes in, you know, and
But
family.
she was unprepared though. She was really unprepared because she was waiting to she said she wasn't gonna have none or whatever. But hey, the father was happy. She wasn't. She was like, and it, you know.
What
So.
the? Okay, this kind of off topic.
Yeah, you get. Yeah,
premium,
you get. Yeah.
No, I'm saying premium gas went down 5 cents a gallon. What happened since yesterday?
Oh, gas have. Yeah,
this was it was $4.15 a gallon. It was $4.15 a gallon when I rolled through yesterday morning. Now I rolling here this morning. It's $4.09. So that's, you know, they might want, well, 9, that's 6 cents. No, it's 5 cents because it's 409.9.
He said guys doing it too. Well, it was her first time, so. And she with them, they're supposed to get married, but she backed out. So these kids.
I mean, it happens. You know, I give people that when they're young and inexperienced.
It's the girls in my family. All the guys get married. The girls, they're playing around.
I mean, I you know, I'll give them that if inexperienced, doing whatever, okay. But now when it get to the point that it's habitual, it's a problem. Then I see it as a problem because it's become habitual. Like I said, these serial baby daddies. I can't with them.
He good dad.
No, I'm not saying anything wrong with him. You know what I mean? But I know some serial baby daddies. You know, they was slanging and banging back in the day, had it going on. Now everybody down there 60, and they still think that they can roll with that life. Now they just muling product from point A to point B, getting their little twos and fews. And I'm like, do what you do, pimping. Oh, you know, my kids don't want for nothing. Yeah, they don't want for nothing, huh? Show me a picture of you and your kid. Y'all was out fishing or something, huh? How about that there? How about this? How about that? Naming a whole bunch of doggone situations.
Having kids. What about that? How you feel about that?
About what?
These guys 50 and 60 years old still having kids.
I think they feel they got something to prove. And I have no idea what. I'm like this here. if I doggone, let me see. I'm trying to do the math while I'm getting this rung up. If I was to get somebody pregnant right now, okay, and go to have a beer with them when they turn 21, I'd be an 81-year-old man with a kid just turning 21. Hell no. It's like, where the hell they do that at?
Subject.
No. That ain't how it goes down. That is not how it goes down.
Red Wing said, he said, I'm going to call my girlfriend and tell her how much I love her. Oh, that's sweet.
You know? Yeah. And that's one thing, you know, even with that there, if you're with somebody and everything is everything, you know, you let them know. You don't let doggone friends come between whatever. See, you know, it's like with somebody that, you know, I was dating. You know, we broke up in June, you know what I'm saying? And you got this one and that one sniffling along trying to see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? He ain't seeing nobody and it's like, no, I ain't that damn thirsty. But I'm like this here. Okay.
Leonard, you done changed the top. Oh God, Leonard.
I know that's just from the chat that you did. I'm like this here. You don't let your friends get up into your doggone relationship business. Now, just because a couple of your friends, they being attitudinal, you don't join in on that campaign because you're going to find yourself manless. And that's
Good
just
morning,
what
Angel.
happened.
You're right.
That's just what happened. I was like, oh, so, well, you know, she and her feelings and that. What the fuck that got to do with me and you? She don't have a key to my place, do she? You do. What her being in her feelings, and it's been your friend all your life, what the hell that got to do with us? You need to understand. No, I don't. I know she got a whole husband at home, and you finna not have a man at all. You figure that part out.
We gotta talk about that too.
Like
we gotta talk about that too.
Yeah, I'm like,
we need to talk about that.
Your friend, you done backed so hard, you done went so hard in the paint for, because y'all from Long Island and y'all grew up together and all this and that shit, and we all in Georgia now. You had a whole man of your own. Now she got a whole husband at home, but your crew is playing inch high private eye trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. For what? I ain't doing nothing. And I ain't doing nothing with nobody. If I get to the point, I meet somebody and I'm like, I think we can vibe and do something. We will. If that day don't come, it don't come. I ain't that damn thirsty.
Yeah.
You dig?
Yeah.
I tell them with the quickness, you know, they talking about this, talking about that. Talk is cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Action speak
and I'm not cut
words.
from that cloth.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you and me, we both drive the same. You know, just like I do. Whenever a motherfucking light come on in the speedometer area that ain't supposed to be on, ding. Damn, that's $1,000. Then the motherfucker remind you too. Won't even let you rest. Be like, your part will tell you how many days you went past one of your part A, B, or C services and shit.
Yeah.
You know, letting you know. Excuse me, you might want to go get that servicing done. You are 12 days old. I mean, I'm sitting here like, well, damn, y'all acting like goddamn bill collectors. These damn Mercedes are crazy as hell. I love them,
but you know, I like too, we don't have to go on our hoods neither. I never been under my hood in my Mercedes. I had mine for 5 years.
Yeah. I went back to the crib and they was just like, damn, bro, you doing it like that? I'm like, damn, bro, why you acting like this the first one I ever had? Oh, I remember that other one. No, but it wasn't sharp like this one. Whatever, pimping. You know, y'all should have doggone. Y'all was trying to get this from moving product, got it, then got caught up and everything. Next thing you know, oh man, you got to start over from scratch. You could have doggone went to the military like me. Did a little something. But that that was too much like selling out the doggone hood.
Whatever. Relaxing and then be tired and everything. We're still hustling and tussling.
Thank you. Because now they you get some of them even in this music.
You better go going to the state instead of IBM. I said, now, what you gonna do? You gonna take the state job? I'm going to IBM. I'm telling you, by the time I retire, you're gonna have to go back and go to work, because IBM, every 10 to 15, every 15 to 20 years, something always happen to IBM. Somebody always buy them out. Why? By the time I retired, she had to keep on working. Now she working for the state. And she said, you said it, Sheila. I said, we had a choice, IBM or the state. That's why I chose the state.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Be trying to tell, because I say this, but I tried to toll your ass. I tried to tell him. Like I tried to toll your ass, but you wasn't listening. Huh?
I'm great. Get off. I'm great. I get my hair braided, and it was a pleasure talking to you, Leonard. The General.
Okay. I just got back from the store, so I don't have any dog connection problems leaving off the street coming back in the store, because the connection at home be lovely like. It's just when I leave and it disconnect from the home.
Oh, you had to get your drink on, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You might as well just go ahead and just go to the place and just buy a case. You be cheaper buying case.
No. See, the more I buy, the more I know I'm gonna drink. It's so like when I used to smoke cigarettes, because I ain't smoked a cigarette since May. So I've been cutting back.
Good morning, everything. Oh, good morning, huh? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went from doggone buying 12-ounce cans to 8-ounce cans. See, what I'm gonna do next? My next move, wean down from that.
That's all great.
To a 6-pack. See. Yeah, but you've been on here. Oh,
yeah, Lord. I've been on for almost 4 hours. I'm great.
3 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah, go ahead and take you a break and chomp on back later.
Yeah, I ain't chomp back on later. Oh. And tomorrow I have my interview. You ain't gonna be up because you're not a morning person. At 9:00 with Red Pill Casanova. We're gonna finish talking about his book, Hack Her.
Okay, yeah. Well, I gotta be up this morning because I got a doggone a virtual meeting with the psychiatrist for the Veterans Administration. So I gotta be up this morning. They're supposed to be hitting me up at 9:00.
Okay. And I did want some level-minded males on there too, like one or two, to ask them some questions, because last time nobody come up, so this time we're gonna have a couple of girls on the panel with him and ask him some questions about his book, Hack Her.
I hear that.
Female Nature 101. So everybody have a blessed day. Thank you guys for showing up, always showing me love. Like I say, y'all beautiful and wonderful made. Only one of you. Y'all have a blessed day. Leonard, be good.
Will do. I'll be dealing with you later.
All right. All right. Everybody in chat. Much love. Thanks for the support.
All right.